How are we there, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. Sorry if you guys couldn't hear me before. We'll try now. Let us know if you guys can hear us in there. As I said, another episode. We are going to be lucky enough to be joined by Josh Rose. Yes, a former Central Coast Mariner, I know. It might be a little bit hard for some people, but at the end of the day, he has travelled all the way down the F3 to obviously play at Edgy in the local NPL. Take on the Edgeworth Eagles currently for the next 10 games, and it'd be good to get an insight, obviously, of what life was like, obviously at the coast and everything like that. Before we go any further, big shout out to Gabriel Marr, optometrist at Jesmond, for all your eye care needs. Please be sure to go check those guys out. As I said, help out your local businesses and so forth. So be sure to go see Lockie and his father. We will get into a little bit of a giveaway. Probably halfway through or closer to the end of the show as well. But, Ben, how are you, mate? Well, we're on Twitch. Happy frickin' days. As bloody beautiful. Just so everyone knows, we're not exactly... Ben and I aren't overlapping today. It looks good. We're not sitting on the same chair. They're not sitting on each other's laps. So yeah, Ben, mate, just keep your eye on obviously the chat for us. Any questions you guys have got, throw them in here to Ben and we'll get them over to Josh. But no further ado, let's get him on. Josh, how are you, mate? How's everything going, mate? Obviously, you're back playing football. You were happy to play, and now you've been thrown into the coaching gig for the remainder of the year. How's Edgeworth, mate? How's Edgeworth life treating you? Oh, hang on a sec, mate. Sorry, mate. What was that, Ben? Discord chat. It's on. Gotta be kidding me. Well, I thought you were moving before. Apologies, guys. Give us two. Great start. Absolutely, Luke. I can't hear Benno or Rossi, but you can hear me, guys. We will obviously quickly. It's like the Central Coast friggin' Mariners season. Just dramas. Actually, it's like our season, to be fucking fair. We went to shit at the start of the season, but we'll get there. We'll pump up. We'll win the last stuff. Yeah. Oh, seriously, what I'd kill for an extra one. One game would be fantastic. Friggin' Western United are just going to run over the top for us, I think. Too many games.
Yeah.
Oh, discard bar. Discord.
Should be working
What do you got
now.
there, Benno?
Can you hear me now?
Oh. Yeah, there, Ben.
No, Ben's gone, I think.
Table input.
Bloody ridiculous, seriously. This is why I get Ben to run this shit, because friggin' he's the tech. Yeah, I thought it was all good, to be fair. Obviously not. Bloody ridiculous. We know what? Maybe I was going to say maybe stop it, but it's not going to matter. I don't understand why Twitch is running.
And then we unmute that, and they should be able to hear us all now.
Yep. Can you hear me now?
You will.
Can you hear Josh now?
Wow.
I'm here, boys.
Rightio. We will try it. There we go. Ben's on screen. Everything's happening. I can hear all three, apparently. Beautiful.
Let's try
Excellent.
this again.
Let's try this again. Fucking Jesus. Rightio, guys. As I said, we're lucky enough to be joined by Josh Rose, obviously former Central Coast Mariner, current coach of the Edgeworth Eagles. How's everything treating you, mate? How's edgy life?
Yeah, it was a crazy start, to be honest, with Zany leaving so quickly and then Keelan taking over.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think with plans put in place pretty early for next year, Keelan didn't feel like he wanted to stay that long, and he didn't feel like there was a future there for him. So bowed out after the 3 games, obviously. And then when Millsy called me, I don't know. It wasn't really a tough decision. I mean, I thought if I don't take it, who are we going to end up with? So I knew the boys that, I thought the boys would be comfortable with me taking over. And I just tried to make it as smooth a transition as possible. So went well on the weekend. Hopefully we can keep going.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Obviously, the last couple of seasons, let's be honest, give credit where credit's due. Zany was, so dominant. He obviously got the best out of you guys for a good couple of seasons. He definitely had a good squad. He had McBreen in there at times, and he got in there now. You got Bramora as well, obviously, ex-Jet, and he's a decent player in my opinion. Obviously, plus there's so many others, obviously. What do you reckon the dominance? What do you guys bring the dominance down to? Obviously, was it the coaching, the club in general? Just obviously, what made the players just want to play? You know what I mean? Like you get some clubs where they just, they don't want to play, or they're just happy just kicking the ball. But you guys just looked, above and beyond.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of everything. I think Zany's done really well in bringing the right people to the club.
Yeah.
A lot of young boys who are hungry to prove themselves, either straight out of the Jets youth system or, maybe overlooked for a few years. These sort of players, that have a point to prove, and he's good at getting in their ear and giving them the right advice and giving them the right instructions and getting the best out of them. I think that's what he's done well, and alongside that, he's built a really good culture at the club where now, with him gone, I still believe that, majority of them will stay, and because they genuinely love the club and the culture. They still have the utmost respect for Zany. There's no doubt about that. But they genuinely love the club. So, I mean, that's what he brought to the club, and that's what I put the success down to for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it was such a quick transition as well. Obviously, Zany was there. He was done the pre-season. Everything was in shape. Then, obviously, he decided to leave, obviously. And then, obviously, you had the interim, obviously, the assistant, I believe it was, that came in for a couple of games, as you said. And then, obviously, you've come in as well. And still dominating the competition. You're still undefeated. In saying that, obviously Charlestown looked pretty good the other night I watched that on Bar TV, and in my opinion they were almost all over you, but still come away with a victory. So,
yeah, I think that was, I said after the game, and I actually spoke to Zany afterwards, and we asked about it, and I said, a typical Edgeworth 1-0 victory when we've probably been outplayed and things like that, but that's what Edgeworth have. We have that fight. We tend to stay in games that we shouldn't, and somehow get the result when odds are stacked against you. But that's the sort of mentality that he's inbuilt in the club, and that should be that should do them well going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually talking to Graham Law afterwards, and he was filthy.
I bet he was
filthy. He's like, I said, mate, what the hell happened there? And he goes, I don't know what you were watching, but honestly, I don't know how the hell we walked away with nothing, let alone not 3 points out of that. They played like shit. But that's what it is. You're scrappy and it works and everything else. But so obviously, as you said, you're going to finish off the season, and then I can't remember, Ben, if you know the head coach who's coming in, but I know Job's coming in. Job Wheelhouse, obviously former Jet, former captain, to come in as the assistant. So he'll bring plenty of knowledge himself, obviously, and like yourself, obviously playing in the A League, and obviously that'll be decent. But you've also re-signed, I believe, as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. So like I've said, yep, I'm happy to play again next year. So yeah, all that'll just depend on time and stuff like that. But I mean, I love the fact I stayed with Edgeworth is because I just love playing for the club. With Zaney, he was understanding that I run the academy on the coast, and with training nights, it was a bit hard to get there all the time, but he was very understanding with that. So yeah, look, going forward, I'm getting older, and everyone says once you pack it in, then there's no more after that. So you want to try and play at the highest level you can.
Yeah.
Where your body can produce for as long as possible. So,
why not?
The Newcastle League's a good standard, and it's looked on pretty highly. So, if I can do that next year at 39, it's not a bad effort. I'm probably slowing down a little bit and taking about 3 or 4 days to recover now instead of 1 or 2, but that's just part of the game. And, yeah, if I can keep going and give 100%, well, then, yeah, I'm definitely looking to run around again next year. Yeah,
well, that's exactly it, mate. That's it. It's if your body's feeling good enough and you feel like your legs are still in it to keep up with the younger boys, it's go nuts, mate. As I said, you see some of the blokes. We had obviously Wes Houlihan unfortunately got injured, but his speed to burn at 39, like unbelievable.
Yeah.
So,
I think if you look after yourself, you can get a lot out of your body. I've been very lucky, touch wood, with injuries, etc. So. Yeah, the body holds up quite good, and just
and it's
a bit sore on Tuesday morning still.
20 years ago either. It's not what it was 20 years ago. It's obviously you get the best training and the best obviously routine, and obviously the food and dietary, and it all comes down to a lot of things. But obviously, if you're given the right stuff, obviously when you're playing, obviously at the coast you would have city and so forth. So. It makes it a lot easier for players these days, more than what it was 20 years ago, to obviously play well and truly into their 30s.
Yeah, definitely, and the enjoyment factor as well. I mean, like we talk about the Central Coast Mariners, obviously the last year that I was there and I finished up, it gets to a stage where you're probably not enjoying it. Winning, losing helps that, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to keep playing after that. I was just pretty much done in my head. But, Mako gave me a call and said, Danny's interested. And I don't know, they kind of talked me into it. And it turned out to be one of the best things I did, because I just found my love for the game back. And, now, obviously, I just enjoy. I just love playing again. And, definitely winning helps with that. But a good group of boys is massive for that as well, I'm just there for the dressing room mainly, and the banter and all that sort of side of it, and then winning is a bonus as well. So with 100%. That group, it's been fantastic over the past 3 years. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, exactly right. Look, there's pretty much your answer. I was literally just going to say how you what made you sign for Edgeworth and so forth. So there's pretty much the answer there. Was there any other interest? Did anyone else come at you from the NPL, or even while you've been at Edgy?
Yeah, not so much. I got a little bit of interest from the Sydney clubs, but it wasn't, like I said, I wasn't really interested in just playing to keep playing. Yeah. I was a bit over that side of it, and obviously I know Maka very well. He spoke highly of Edgeworth and that. He just said, come and give it a go, and come down and just fit in well, just a good bunch of boys, and I've been there ever since. So like I said, it just made me fall in love with the game again, really. After a couple of lean years.
No, fair enough. Well, as I said, mate, obviously, shame you never went to the Buds.
Shane, I know Shane quite well. He did call.
Yeah.
I looked at the table and went, I might give Edgy a crack first.
There it is. Wait for it. Mate, we're in the rebuilding stage. It's all right. 20 years.
I couldn't go through another rebuilding stage after the Mariners season, mate. I couldn't do it to myself.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, typical. We'll talk a bit about the coast in a bit. We'll get into the, we got through a little bit of your time at City, and obviously finish up with what your future holds and everything else, but we'll dive in really quickly about the two grand finals that you were in.
Yeah.
2011, lost to Brisbane on penalties, 4-2. That must have been gut wrenching because I believe the game finished at 0-0, and then went into extra time at 0-0. And you guys scored two early goals, leading 2-0, and then unfortunately the boys Brisbane came back and then got you in penalties. Do you remember much of the game itself?
Yeah, I do a bit. They literally scored the last two goals, or the two equalising goals in the last 5 minutes, and the second one was the last touch of the ball, corner. So, I mean, looking back, I was pretty gutted, but it was the first year that I was back in the A League. So it was one of those moments where, yeah, I was gutted, but I was quite grateful to be back in Australia, back playing in the A League, and being able to have the opportunity to play in a grand final, really. So I think I wasn't as gutted as probably some of the other Mariners boys that had been through it against the Jets. They'd already lost one, and then being in that situation and then losing again. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely was gutted. I hate losing, that's for sure. But it's one of them things you look back at and go, and with the season that Brisbane had, I think they'd gone something like 20 games undefeated, and they kicked on again next year and broke that record. It was like, you know what, it was just one of them things that's just meant to happen. And unfortunately, I was on the wrong side of it, basically. So, you know, and that's football. Sometimes you're on the right side of those moments, and sometimes you're on the wrong side, and you just got to deal with it, really. Yeah,
that's exactly it. Obviously, there was obviously the ACL in there as well. Asian Champions League, played a bit of that. What was that like? Obviously, you know, I suppose for somebody who hasn't been to sort of Europe, and obviously you don't get to go to in the Champions League or anything like that. This is obviously the next best thing for an Aussie. In that regards, what was that like? Obviously representing Australia, obviously in the ACL, let alone obviously.
Yeah, I always enjoyed it. You know, it was always tough games. You come up against tough games, but it was different sort of style you come up against.
Yeah.
We were lucky. We had Arnie back then, who's very, very meticulous with his planning and stuff like that. So, you know, he'd really study the opposition, and he's similar to. You know, Zane's very similar to him in a way where he's very good at reading opposition and making it easy for the players, you know, just pointing out one or two weaknesses that you can sort of exploit. And, you know, you gain trust by constantly winning games by, you know, giving the right information. And he always seemed to have the right information, and we were always, you know, competitive in those games. If not, you know, I think one season we got through to the round of 16. So, yeah, and it was always enjoyable. The trips away, you know, you can bond with the boys a bit more and things like that, see a bit more of the world and all that. So, yeah, it was definitely enjoyable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, you know, it was as you said, obviously Brisbane, they were on fire. There was a really dominant time for them. Obviously, good couple of seasons.
They had Ange, no?
Yeah, they had Ange. Obviously, they had Slippery Fish, and I believe Barisha would have been there, and you know the start of Barisha and so forth. So as I said, they were a very dominant side, and obviously everyone else they had, obviously Mackay and so forth as well, I'm sure was there, and
Eric Bartolou,
yeah, the list goes on. You know, they were dominant.
Yeah,
it's usually the way as well, though. Obviously, you know, these guys were pretty much in it around that sort of time. Graham Arnold was probably the best thing to happen, obviously, other than McKenna at the start of it, I suppose, which they went on a bit of a run, but after McKenna left, it sort of went down a little bit, and then Arnie comes in, and away he's going. A massive success for a good couple of seasons, which, let's be fair, as a Jets fan, Ben, it was a bit shit to watch. Because we went downhill real quick. We watched these guys rise, and we went to the shit. It's
that sort of balancing act, though. We want them in the league. We want them to be competitive because we want it to be a good game.
Oh yeah.
But we also want them to fall over their own feet.
Yeah. Oh, let's be fair. As Jets, as I said, as a Jets fan, I don't want to constantly see our arch rival getting flogged every year, like getting wooden spoons and not being that competitive. Like, it's, you know, and it even makes it worse, I suppose, the fact that we have a draw against them like last week. That infuriates me as well. That it should never have happened. We're so dominant at the moment, and unfortunately we pulled away with the draw. But it's football, but we definitely want to see them up competing and everything else. And they've got players in there that should be doing that. Your Tommy Orrs and stuff like that, quality players and so forth. But we'll talk a bit about that in a sec. 2013 was probably a good one. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do a bit. It just if I'm going to compare the weeks leading up, like obviously Brisbane was, you could almost sense the nerves right from the coaching staff all the way through. There wasn't that real confidence about it. We nearly jagged it, but we didn't quite. And then 2013 was just completely different. I think we'd had a good couple of years. We'd had a group that had been together for a few years now, and the week leading up was just really relaxed. It was just a normal week that we saw it as, and I think the grand final showed. Sometimes grand finals are all a bit edgy, and you don't get the similar style of what you normally play all year. But we just stuck to the same process and just got the same result. And it was it was a good final. Especially after, I think that was their third loss, or the third loss was the Brisbane one. So to break that duck was quite good, and I think it was good for the coast as a whole. I mean, especially after what happened after that. If we had have lost that one, well then the chances of them ever winning one are quite slim. So looking back, it was quite, it was a good result. But it was just so much calm during the week. It was just a lot of confidence, and it was a lot different in the build-up.
Yeah, well, obviously you've spoken about calmness and so forth. The one question I've wanted to ask you is probably in regards to Graham Arnold himself. Obviously, he's now the current national coach. He's been around the game for so long. He's been around the international game for so long. Obviously, his assistants and under-20s and whatever you want to call it, every part of the international side of things. What was he like as a coach? What did he bring to you guys, and how did he get the best out of you guys?
Yeah, he was brilliant. He's not, like I said, he's very meticulous. He's very good at reading the game, and he makes sure everything is covered before you go in. So it's like I joke and I say, I come to him as an average player, and he made me look very good for many years. So he's done a good job there. But he's got a good habit of, similar to what Daney did with Edgeworth. He'll bring in a group of players that fit into his environment, and he knows how to get the best out of them just by looking after their needs, and he knows when they need a shoulder around them, and he knows when they need a bit of a bollocking, and he's quite good at that. And he's a very good man manager, and he's and with the the coasty sort of lifestyle, and you're around the beach, and it's probably similar in Newcastle, that sort of lifestyle. It can go one or the other, and he just did a good job of letting the boys have a bit of a leash, but letting them go a little bit loose as well when they wanted, and just made sure as long as they were doing the job on the pitch and doing the right things at training and that sort of thing, well, that's the main thing. Yeah,
absolutely. He's definitely one person I'd love to sit down and have a chat with. He just seems like, his brain must be just I have no idea. He's talking about blokes who have football brains, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he can't switch off, mate. He cannot switch off. And he does that to you as a player, but I remember when I was playing under him and I'd be watching A League, and I'd pause the telly and look at my missus and go, look at that, or look at my son and go, look at all the gaps there and stuff. And my missus just look at me and shake her head and go, I don't care. But he does that to you, He lets you, and I found a new appreciation for football, as a player under him, because you see the game a lot differently. And I think, you see a lot of boys from that period in our team that have actually now gone into coaching, and it's had a massive effect on that side of it. I think the way we all see the game and think about the game differently.
Yeah, how you going, Timmy? All the way from the States, getting up probably to go to work. It was Jamie. How are you, mate? Cove fan for life. Fair enough. I swear Usain Bolt played for the Central Coast Mariners. Well,
because he did.
he signed on the bit of paper, and he had a bit of a run. He got a shirt and got some training gear and
publicity.
Then pissed off and got out of there quick. But yeah, obviously again on Arnold, you see him. What was it the other day? I think I was talking to you, Ben, or something. He was just watching a game at what was it called, Westbank Stadium, whatever it is, there in Sydney last week, and just the look at his face was just, you could just imagine, you could just see his brain just going a million miles an hour.
The cogs turning in.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just he's watching the game and the camera's sprung up on him and he's just like, oh shit, like I wasn't even paying attention to the camera. Could you
imagine being Trent Sainsbury sitting at his dinner table for Christmas? Could you imagine that?
Could you imagine his ears? I reckon he'd just chew his ears off. He goes,
definitely.
That'd be just so difficult at international level. Just picking him out. Just sitting there. He's right, guys. He's played well, or we played like shit. We can do better. Trent, I'll see you at home. I'll discuss your shit when we get in the car. But yeah, I don't think he'd be that bloke. I definitely think he's that type of bloke. You know him best. Obviously, if you had the shits with one player, it was probably more likely aired as a group than obviously pinning the one bloke out. If he'd fucked up, I suppose.
Or the way he did it was, so if he'd only bring you in a one-on-one meeting, or like it would just be the back four or something, and he'd sort of have a go at your mistakes there. But whenever it was a whole group, unless it was completely terrible and he was smashing the whole group, if it was in the whole group, then majority of the time it was all positive. Yeah. And then he'd just bring you in either one-on-one, so you weren't getting smashed in front of the group. He never did that. Whereas a lot of coaches, I think, like to do that, sort of stamp their authority or whatever. But that's his big thing. He's if he's going to pinpoint something, he'll do it sort of one-on-one, so you don't get belittled in front of the group or feel bad in front of the group. Yeah. Majority of the stuff within the whole group was always all positive stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, your time at the coast was, let's be fair, you came in at the right time, and you've seen great success, and you were definitely playing really good football. Who were the players there that you probably even looked up to, or you just sort of knew that were definitely going to have a good career? Like, I believe, was it Amini? Amini, he would have been there at the time.
Yeah, there was a lot of young boys sort of come through. When I first come there, Patrick Svansveit came there as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we sort of had a good relationship because he was the left centre-back and I was the left-back. So we kind of got on very well. He still lives on the coast, so still catch up with him a bit. But, yeah, within the young boys, I mean, there was a lot of young boys from that period that come through. I think got Matty Ryan, Trent Sainsbury, Musti Amini, Bernie Abini played in that grand final. There was Tom Rodgick was there for a little bit. Yeah. There was a lot of young boys that came and went and have gone on to do really well. So it's very good to follow them and see them doing well.
Yeah, definitely. The coast have definitely produced some bloody Socceroos. Obviously, Yednaks and everything as well now. Like, it's just so many of them, which obviously, it's good to see. Obviously, plenty coming out of this side of Sydney, I'll say, which is
I think there's definitely a lot of talent on the coast, and even in Newcastle. I've seen now playing in the NPL there, and I help Macca out a little bit with the Jets youth stuff, and there's some very good kids in these areas. There's good talent everywhere. It's just a matter of unearthing them and keeping them in a good environment, and giving them the confidence to kick on.
Were you there at the time? Obviously, James is obviously co-fan. He's raving about you saying. Were you there at the time? I can't even remember when the hell that was. It was
No, I
didn't
wasn't.
think it would have been. No, I was going to say it happened so quick, like his sprinting speed. He was there and he wasn't.
He was here and then he was gone.
Yeah, that's it. It was
Just like that, he's gone.
just like that. He's gone. I had to put it in there. What do we got here? Jeff Young, how are you, mate? Memories of playing for the All-Stars against Manchester United in front of 83,000 fans. That was a question in there, so we'll throw that one to you. What was that like?
5-1 loss you'd be happy to take.
Yeah.
Not for the All-Stars.
Yeah, it was,
They're the best players in Australia.
Yeah, no, it was a good... it copped a lot of slack, the All-Stars sort of segment. But, for me as a player, and I have a couple of young boys myself that are football mad, and one of them is a big Man United fan. So for him to see his dad play against Man United was massive.
Absolutely.
And for me to have the opportunity to play someone like that, I would never get that opportunity otherwise. So, yeah, it was good. I mean, I got to Mark Zaha, which sort of left me stranded a couple of times. But, overall, it was quite a good night. I think I gave my son an All-Stars jersey to wear, and he was wearing a Man United shirt. And he said to me, he goes, "Oh, do I have to put this on?" And I said, "Oh, look, you don't have to, all right?" And he said, "Okay, I'll put it on, but as soon as Man United score their first goal, the All-Stars jersey's coming off." And so it didn't stay on too long.
Yeah, I bet. It was a pretty that was a good outfit they brought out too. It wasn't really like an average. Oh, let's bring out the reserves.
They didn't half-ass it.
Yeah, All-Stars, you say? Yeah, righto.
Welbeck, they had a decent squad.
They had a decent squad. Whose shirt did you come home with?
Whose did I get? I think I got Ashley Young's.
Ashley Young, well, there you go, captain. And
yeah,
happy with that. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
What have we got? Timmy's coming, obviously, because he's in the States. We'll try and quickly knock over his, because he's probably got to go to work. Thoughts on the salary cap?
Oh, look, I don't mind it for Australian football. Let's be honest, I mean, if it wasn't there, then I think the gap could potentially be bigger, even.
Yeah.
And who knows what the Mariners would spend if there was no minimum cap. I think they'd probably be semi-pro for the last 3 years or so. But they would have been working part-time, I reckon, in between training. But, yeah, so that sort of weeds that out, with the CBA and the salary cap, that the boys are at least getting looked after a little bit. There is argument to say that there is a salary cap, but Mariners are still so far behind. Well, yeah, you can argue that, but at the same time, I think they'd probably be even further behind if there wasn't a minimum or things like that. Obviously, they're not going to spend on marquees and things like that, but as you've seen over the past few years, one or two, marquees well spent. They don't have to be massive marquees, but well spent can make a big difference. I think Ninkovic has been massive for Sydney the past couple of seasons, and Bruce was massive. Berisha for Victory, in that period. So, if you spend the right money on those marquees, which a club like Central Coast never would, one or two of those players do make a big difference. It's 15 goals a season, sometimes some of them, so that's Castro's massive.
Another one for Perth.
Yeah, Castro, Toivonen for Victory over the past 2 years has been massive signing, so... Yeah,
it's one of those things, I suppose. And I suppose so many people go on about obviously the cap and everything else, and the players and the squads. And at the end of the day, there is no difference. Everyone has the same money if you've got it. You know what I mean? It is a set limit, and it all comes down to how good you are. Obviously, how good the coaching staff are to bring in what they can with what little budget they've got. I think that's why the Jets have done well bringing in someone like Carl Robinson, who is in the MLS and can only play on a shoestring budget himself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Obviously,
I think you nailed it there with coaching staff is a massive...
Yeah.
It is a massive part of the result, I think. within a salary cap league. But especially at those littler clubs, because you got to get the right players in, you got to get the best out of those players, and I think Robinson's done very well. I think even Stadge since the break has done quite well with his young boys. So if we survive this sale and he kicks on, hopefully he can continue with that. But Robinson looks like a good little pickup, and I think he's worked in that environment with MLS, so he seems like he's on the right path there.
I think that's the biggest thing as well. As
Stadge has done well coming back and getting the young ones firing and all that. But as much as you spend in the cap and all that on your youngsters, and you may have 3 decent ones there, it's offset by the simple fact that he signed Jair, who's
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. Yeah,
he would have come bloody real cheap.
As a Jets fan, when they announced that signing, I sort of tilted my head like a dog and went, "Huh?"
Really? Yeah, I wasn't sure on that one either, to be honest.
Let's be fair, the Coast have made some silly choices. They picked up friggin' Hull from Europe. That would have been cheap.
Get your passports out, lads.
Andrew Hull all the way from Europe leaves us to go to Europe and then friggin' ends up at the Coast. That would have been expensive money, that. They're not cheap from Europe. But, look, at the end of the day, it's one of those things. As I said, the Coast have definitely had some talented players, and I think that's the biggest thing now is, with everything going on, they need to keep Stajic. Like, if they were to let him go, because, okay, they've had a shit season, I think, personally, and as a Jets fan, I think he's the right man for the job, you know what I mean, as a coach. I think he's a good coach, and I think he can do good things at the Coast, obviously, as long as he's given time and given a chance. And that's half the problem in any league. Coaches usually the first out the door of a shit result, shit season. So. Yeah,
definitely. I hope they keep Stage, mate. Like I've said to a lot of people, the rebuild at the Mariners is it's not a quick process now. It's a long process, and if you're going to stick with these young boys, then hopefully you're going to give them a 3-year deal and give a bit of confidence in them, and just build over time. And if you sell them, well, then you make a bit of money and you bring the next young boy through. I think that's the sort of club that the Mariners need to be now. Just a development club.
Stadge is probably one of the best managers in Australia to be able to do something like that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. As I said, he's coached at a decent level. He knows the ins and outs.
For me, it's more his national team experience.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And at the end of the day, you don't get picked as a national team coach if you haven't got the pedigree or the resume and stuff to do it. And you seen what he done at international level. It was all good things. And
I suppose it's all in the hands of the FFA now.
Well, that's the biggest thing. That was another topic we were going to quickly touch on, obviously, as well, was obviously the future of the Coast. There's been so much talk about the Coast. There's been so much, crap and speculation over the years. Let's maybe send it down to Brookvale and get it over the other side of Sydney. Maybe the stadium's the problem and the location and stuff like that. What do you reckon? Like, let's be fair. Let's put it into example, Ben. Like, I went to the 2008 Grand Final against the Coast. They had to travel less than we did, and we filled out the stadium more than them.
Yeah.
Like, we had the same amount of tickets. The attendance isn't great, in my opinion.
I look at it from okay, let's put the shoe on the other foot here. And this is going to hurt me saying this as a Jets fan. You look at the first 5 years of the A League when the Mariners were the dominant side. They were the team to beat.
Mm-hmm.
The location wasn't a problem back then. Why is it now all of a sudden the problem?
And that's the questions we have to ask. Obviously, considering we've got a former Central Coast player on and knows the ins and outs of the club and the fans and everything else. And I'm sure, obviously they got around you and they loved you down there, mate. Like, what is it? What do you feel are some of the issues, if any?
Yeah, look, I think winning helps. But look, I mean, that 3-year period when I first came, I think we rarely got under 8,000 or 9,000. So, like Ben said, like the location wasn't a problem then. I think Jets games would be a minimum 15. And, we were getting like 12 when we played Victory. And I think we got like 18,000 when we played West Sydney one year. The crowds were coming. They were loving it. So I think it was just a lot of disengagement with the community over the past 4 or 5 years. Probably a lack of respect to the community and the fans from the owner. I think if they can really get someone to come buy into the community and, give a bit of love back to the fans and the community, then there is potential for them to get behind this team again. A new owner is definitely a must. But let's just hope that new owner or the FFA, if it does end up in their hands, looks for a solution to keep it on the coast. But you know what I mean? Like it's potentially out of the fans' hands now. So they might regret that last 4 years of not turning up because sometimes you don't realise what you got until it's gone.
And that's exactly it. Obviously, but before we go any further, I'm just putting it out there that there's no backsies, right? Laurie McKinnor's not coming back to save yous.
I was just about to suggest what Josh has just said. Then is they need a Laurie McKinnon.
They need Laurie McKinnon back. They need someone who just
a carbon copy of what we've got.
And what they had. Let's be fair. Laurie McKinnon he's done great things, obviously, in the coast, and he holds the Central Coast in the highest regards. Obviously, he wouldn't have.
Oh yeah.
If he hadn't been the mayor there, he still lives on the coast, and obviously he gave so much to the fans and everything else, and that would have helped. Obviously, he brought them success on the pitch, and obviously he's done a lot for the community, obviously as well as the mayor as well. But I think it's definitely something that needs to happen down there. You need someone like obviously Laurie McKinnon again, and again the owners is the biggest one, and we can relate to that. Martin Lee coming in for us was fantastic. It was like, holy shit, here comes money. And I think money that it wasn't like the Nathan Tinkler era. Like, Nathan Tinkler came in for us, and it was like, I wonder how long this is going to last. This could last 5 minutes. It could last 5 years. We really don't know. It was where, with Martin Lee coming in, we thought it was probably going to last a lot longer than what it has now, and it's not entirely his fault.
We've only got Trump to blame for that.
Yeah, look, and that's it. It's not entirely his fault and everything else, and he can only do with what he can. But we're looking at it now. He's admitted that he wants to sell the club. He's not going to put any more money into the club, per se. And obviously now the W League suffering for that because we're not getting internationals. The club, the first team obviously was suffering a little bit at the time. So we thought when Merrick was there. But when Merrick left and Carl came in, the likes of Joe Ledley, Abini, and so forth came in. And you're sort of sitting there going, well, hang on, how does that work? How can we have Merrick and there's no money and there's no players coming in, but then as soon as Carl comes in, shit, here comes the Welsh international.
Yeah.
Still somewhat, I suppose, a couple of years left in him. Abini, who is... I suppose he left. He went to the States in Europe and so forth, and was killing it. But has come back, and and I suppose Ben, you'll agree with me here. Like just a different player to what he was at the coast.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere else he's played in the A League, he's just a completely different class. He's learnt so much.
Sydney and the coast, he was a pacey winger. He's not anymore.
No, he looks a lot more composed, and he's comfortable picking it up in the pocket. He's a lot more mature player these days.
And that's exactly it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the big. I suppose the end of the day is, as I said, we want a derby, we want a rivalry, and we want it to be competitive. And like I said, I don't mind getting beat by the coast if it's competitive, and you know what I mean. Like it's just one of those things. But when we're having a draw against them and they're deflated, it just annoys the shit out of me. Especially when they beat they come out and beat Melbourne Victory. That just bothered me. But at the end of the day, mate, it is what it is, and we hope that obviously there is that something, and they lift next year. And did you meet Charles Worth at all? Like obviously, I know he's overseas most of the time, but did you get a chance to meet him? What was he like?
I met him a fair few times over the years. To be honest, he's a very strange character. He was a strange character. He'd come up with some crazy ideas, and you could just see everyone looking at each other. And I'm not sure what goes through his mind sometimes, to be honest. But look, I am very grateful. He saved the club back in 2013, obviously, and I said that I think I made a speech when I retired at the dinner, and I said without him, the club, who knows if the club would still be around today. So, and he's invested a lot of his money and lost a lot of his money. So, but yeah, at the same time, it's one of those things where he probably got the attitude of, well, it's my money, I'll run it the way I want. And with a community like that, and you don't make any friends, I don't think, going in with that sort of attitude. So, yeah, best that they part ways now, and just hopefully we can survive and come out of it.
That's exactly it, mate. That's exactly it. Obviously, we'll quickly touch on the City days. Can't go past the City days. The season. The season that was. Bloody FFA Cup champion. Bruno Fallen-Rolly for the Jets fans. My day. Likes to dive a lot. In my opinion. What was it like playing with the calibre of him? Obviously, he came into the A League, and let's be fair, even if you weren't obviously a fan of City, you sort of just sit back and, like some of those dominant players, like your Del Pieros and everything else, you just go, shit, this bloke can play. What was he like? What was he like to play with?
Yeah, he was good. He was very good. He's a top guy as well, Fornaroli. Yeah, it was a strange one. That came up really quickly. That sort of move. I was probably on the outer at the Mariners at the time for probably voicing my opinion a bit too much. So they didn't really want me around. So it was something that sort of came up, and I thought, well, it was a different experience. I wanted to experience a different environment and take myself out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I made the decision. I was actually driving my boy to school one morning, and it came on the news that Timmy Cahill had just signed with Melbourne City. And I told my boy the day before, I think, look, I've signed there and I'm going to be moving there this weekend. So it all happened pretty quick. And I looked and I was telling him, so I move on the weekend. He had a real worried look on his face. And I'm like, it's all good, bud, because I didn't take my family to Melbourne. They stayed on the coast because it was only going to be about 7 or 8 months by the time I moved.
Yeah.
So they were in school. We didn't want to mess them up too much. And I was like, it's all good, bud, I'll see you on the weekend and that. And he goes, nah. And I'm like, is that not the problem? He goes, no, that's not the problem. He goes, when you get me a Melbourne City shirt, I don't know if I want number 3 Rose on the back or Fornaroli or Cahill. And I just looked at him and said, oh, geez, mate, if that's all the problem is, I'll get you one of each.
Bloody hell.
I said, you don't have to get my name, mate, but when it comes to the crunch, he goes, I'll get Rose 3 on it. It's all right, Dad.
Yeah, it's all right, Dad. You foot the bill anyway.
Your kid's kit collection's probably going to be as big as mine.
Loves it. Loves the shirt. Happy days.
Yeah.
It must have been something special, though, playing with the likes of.
No, it was. Yeah, it was. It was really good, mate. Like going from the Mariners setup to City, completely different environment. Obviously, money wise and setup at City is first class. Then you sit in the change room with the likes of Fornaroli and Timmy Cahill and Tommy Sorensen. I think Nicholas Clartzo signed from Boca Juniors. You're like, geez, what is going on here? But yeah, I just tried to enjoy the season, and obviously towards the end I struggled a little bit missing the family and the personal side of it. I think I struggled a bit, but. Yeah, overall, it was good to see a different environment and just take myself out of that comfort zone for a little bit.
At the same time as well, obviously.
Hey, Joshy.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I got to win a couple of games.
I was going to say.
I was about to say, Joshy boy, why do I get the feeling that Josh Rose here is probably going to be another Melbourne City or Victory player that I feel that I need to apologise to for probably screaming right at the front of the away bay.
I don't apologise to anyone who doesn't play for the Jets. I've yelled abuse. I've probably yelled abuse at him thousands of times. But anyway.
Who was the best one? I think Sorensen was the best one I ever got.
Right behind the goal. Right behind the goal. Right in his ear. And
I just, because everybody knows I'm a Birmingham City fan, and he's played for the Villa So I just stood in the front of the away bay and just shouted, "Hey, Sorensen," when he was warming up. I'm just like, "Stand up if you hate the Villa." He put his head in his hands and he didn't come back out for the second warm-up.
Yeah, probably by other choices, not because of that, but he definitely knew you were there. That was for freaking sure. He sort of.
I knew I was there.
But I suppose what's that feeling like? Obviously, you got to sort of, I suppose, you got to have thick skin. You got to sort of laugh about some of them most of the times, mate. What's it like copping stick from the Jets fans? Obviously, in the derbies.
Yeah. Look, it's not even just Jets fans. You cop it everywhere. Like the stadiums. You just get used to it. Obviously, there's some games where you make a few mistakes and you get frustrated and it gets under your skin a little bit. But yeah, you just got to learn to deal with it. It happens everywhere. But yeah, I mean, some clubs you get it from your own fans, so
that's exactly
that doesn't help. So I mean, like, and that's So yeah.
Hey, do you remember much about your final game for the Mariners?
To be honest, it was one of those moments where like things just went from bad to worse, and it just the Jets just started steamrolling. It was actually that year Petrados was on fire and everything was going in, and I was just like, I don't know. It wasn't. I think the boys felt worse for me than what I felt. Like, I'd already in my head, I was done. I was going out, and I sort of looked over to bench at Sully, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done about, I think, the 65th. So I come off probably at about 5-2 maybe. And then I just sat on the bench and watched the last three, but I just sort of soaked in the crowd, and I didn't really take much notice of the score as such. And I've just said after, it's probably, the story of my career, really, finishing like that, the way it was, up and down, and like, that's just the way it is. So I always say to my boys, well, hopefully I've copped enough that you go on and get all the luck in it. But that's. I messaged the boys after. I'm like, look, don't feel bad for me, boys. I had a fantastic career. I got as much out of it as I could. Tonight's result doesn't change my career. You know what I mean? So obviously it's not an ideal way to go out, but that it didn't change what I'd done before that. So yeah.
How's your first away Casey's away derby?
I would have hate to have missed it.
There it is.
I flew all the way from Melbourne for that game.
Good one to pick.
And what a game it was, because we had no idea what was coming out of it. I just remember leaving the stadium just soaked in beer.
You can remember that?
It was probably
not much
Laurie.
Yeah.
Oh,
He come over. The boys come over. Griffo was in there as well. Oh,
yeah, throwing beers at everyone, and
mate, he was into it as well. Like, Griffo was into it.
Him a beer. Griffo.
He was right into it as well. He was like, Griffo's, he goes, he goes, how shit would it have been if I'd hate to have missed this one. He's loving himself. And
the best thing was then Jets got the home final, and because I was retired, that the FFA set up so that you get presented your jersey or your commemorative thing on the home ground where the final is. And of course, then I said to my missus, great, now I have to go and get in front of the Jets fans. That's going to go down real well.
That's
I flew up from Melbourne.
It went real well, all right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got robbed. It was you, wasn't it? You're up in the VAR box, weren't you?
That was the stitch up, that one.
Yeah, you
broken down.
You know nothing about that one, do we?
I don't think it's ever broken down since.
No, exactly, yeah.
No, it hasn't.
No, it'd be typical. Fucking typical. Bloody,
Ben must have been on the technical bit that night.
Yeah.
I was shit-faced in Bay 1, mate.
Yeah, we were shit.
I'd had a long road to get up there, and it wasn't without controversy.
Oh, man.
By the time I got there, Jesus Christ, I was well shit-faced.
Yeah, I don't remember much of that. I'm glad, to be honest, because it was freaking not worth remembering. We got robbed. But it is what it is. We had a good season that year.
Yeah.
But obviously, what do we got here? Oh, everyone's laughing about the 8-2. All in the chat. Oh, I would have hate to have missed it.
Now they're all laughing at me spelling my name wrong on my plate.
Yeah, Benjamin. Yeah. So obviously, you've got the academy. Tell us a bit about the academy, mate. What's it all about? Where's it based? Obviously, Jets fans, obviously hard for the boys to travel all the way down the coast to get the young blokes into the academy. But yeah, how's it all going, mate? What are you producing? Producing some killer talent?
Yeah, like I said earlier, there is some very good kids on the coast, and I've been helping Macca out a little bit with the Jets youth as well. So, in these two areas, there's definitely some strong talent. Definitely some talent that could hopefully filter through to both A League teams. But yeah, I've always enjoyed coaching kids. I've always enjoyed just sort of, the mental side of it with kids a lot these days. A lot of them have the anxiety, and you get some that come in are brilliant players, or they're brilliant at training, and then you see them in a game and they just don't produce it, and it's these anxiety issues and stuff. So it's that whole mental side of it as well to try and get the best out of people, which I love. But yeah, it's mainly like, I do even like right down to the first kicks, the little 2-year-olds. I run programs for them up to about sort of the ages of 16 at the moment. So, and then now I'm coaching Edgeworth seniors. So I joked to my missus and said I've got pretty much every age covered at the moment.
They're the 2-year-olds, right? Yeah, the first graders.
Pretty much. Well, like I've said, they're all the same. You just got to give them the right feedback at the right time. And so I just love coaching. I love sort of, like I said, trying to, for the older ones, plan sessions, and even the younger ones plan a few sessions that try to get the best out of them. And that's all it is, really, just talking to people and trying to pass on my knowledge and things I've failed at and try and get them not to do that. But it's all good. It's slowly building and getting there.
Getting there. It's one of these things, mate, where like I think Benno, like I don't think there's one player, ex player, that we've had on, I reckon, since we've been doing these, that has not got an academy. Like everyone has one.
Yeah, A academy.
We had Job on the other week. He's got his academy down here. We had Graham Law, obviously Charlestown current coach. He's got one as well there up at Maitland that he does as well. Pardon?
Carl Dodd.
Yeah, Carl Dodd doing great things, obviously, as well, obviously overseas, over in where is he? Guam, isn't it? Yeah, Guam. So killing, doing a great job over there. McBreen's involved in that as well, and it's just interesting.
McBreen's got his fingers in pies everywhere.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Everything.
He's bloody everywhere.
Because it's not on his Wikipedia that, you can't trust Wikipedia, but you think if they're going to do a job, they're going to. Joe will tell me about it. He gave me a stick about it. Who was the other one? Kenny Miller gave me a stick about it.
Kenny Miller. Robbed him 300 games, mate.
No, 600 of them were there, Christ. What more does he want? He's the one who went from Rangers to Celtic, back to Rangers. Like, shit. I'm surprised he's still alive.
Not many can do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's interesting to see how you guys, so many of you have got academies. And I think we were talking to, I believe it was Carl Dodd, in regards to it about, the youth setup, the programs, obviously, the academies, not your guys' academies, but say like the Jets Academy, and just how expensive stuff like that is in Australia. It's so expensive for, a family just to put kids in. Yeah, I mean, if you've got two boys and like yourself, obviously, who are great and they can play and everything else, and you want to give them everything. You want to give them the best future they can, and if you can get them into any sort of decent academy like that, you're going to try and do it. But when you're talking nearly $5-6 grand or whatever for some of them, it's bloody ridiculous money for what it is. For what, 18 games a season? Like, what's your thoughts, obviously, on the whole the bigger academies?
Look, and I've got 3 boys that love their football and are quite good. So. And for me on the coast, and obviously being a Mariners player, I sort of knew how they run their academy and what was put into it resources-wise into coaching and stuff. And I knew how much they were charging and things like that. And I was like, well, you know what? Like, I can do that, and I reckon I can do it better.
Yep. And
that's why, I know it's expensive because I know I've got 3 boys and what I'd have to pay if I had it. So, I make sure I try and, keep my costs down, but at the same time, I make sure I give them, so much more than what the other ones do, so that there's never that, like if anyone ever comes to me, and look, the Mariners name does attract some kids, so they come to me for a year, get built up, and I never hold them back. I say, that's where you want to go and play.
Yeah.
But within probably 6 months, 90% of them are back with me.
Yeah.
Because of the coaching, they forget about the name, and it's more about the environment, their kids happy, and that's the biggest thing I say. I'm like, if your kid's in an academy and they're happy and they're enjoying their football and they're getting better, leave them there. Don't come to me, because they're already in a good environment in their mind.
Yeah.
So and I always say, like, people ring up and say, "Can we get him in?" I'm like, look, bring him for a session for a week. And just let him train with us, and then ask him on the way home in the car, because he'll be honest with you if he likes it or not, and then see if it's the right environment for him. And then that's just the way I work, It's not like about trying to sell anything. I think I'm the worst marketer in the world when it comes to like social media and things like that. But the best thing is word of mouth on the coast is the best sort of advertising, and then you find that you get the right people. It grows organically, it grows slowly, and that's perfect for me. That's the way I sort of want to grow it, and it's growing steadily now, and it's doing well and getting good feedback. And
let's be honest, these guys make the best coaches. So hey?
I think it's amazing the fact that could you? Well, I look at it from my sort of perspective with knowing that all these player academies that are around now for kids. If I'd have had that, 25 years ago when I was trading.
Shit, yeah.
I might have actually turned out to have been a half decent player.
100%. That's 100%. I as I said, I played for the Buds.
Retired early at 29.
It's you signed the contract at 8 or I was 16 back then, playing in the state league and shit like that, and $20 a game or whatever. Like, fucking throffing it. This is the life, and there was nothing else. There was no expectation to go higher or to better clubs or. Because there was nothing there, you know what I mean? Even scouting back then was shit. Like, it was nothing, I went to the Stags after Adamstown for a season, and that's it, word of mouth. That's all it is. Especially back then, it was, mate went over there, and the coach said he needed a winger/striker, and mate said, come over and have a run. So I did. But exactly, Ben, if we had that shit when we were younger, holy Christ. I couldn't imagine the player I probably would could have possibly been. And my cousin at the moment, he's currently playing at the Buds in the juniors or whatever. He's only 8, but he's going to be a good player. I just feel he scores goals for fun at 8. Smashed Broadmeadow Magic 8-0 the other day. I was so wrapped. I was so gutted I wasn't there for it. I was like, are you serious? I missed that.
Too bad your other cousin you can't hold in higher regard.
I'm not going to talk about Benny. Benny makes some silly mistakes at times. He's gone to friggin' Lambton, which was it wasn't a bad mistake. He won.
He played well in the FA
won the title with obviously Job and everything else. And now struggling at Valentine. He needs to give that the fucking flick. They're useless, them bricks. He told me. I said, "Oh yeah, I've signed for Valo this year." I'm like, mate, you're mental. Like, really?
I'm not that ingrained in Northern New South Wales NPL. But I know that is a bad decision. Go from the Jaffers to Valo.
Go down a grade. Like if you're playing at Valo, just go down a level. Go to Cohiba or something. Like, Jesus Christ. Ben Hay. I don't know if you know Ben. Ben Hay's my cousin.
Oh yeah. He's a good player.
He can play.
Yeah.
Poor decisions on teams. Fucking hell. Hopefully he'll think smart and he'll get out of there sooner rather than later. But yeah, look, as I said, it's one of those things where. As I said, the academies obviously are definitely needed, and as I said, it's great that ex-players like yourself and everything else, and as I said, so many of them are obviously giving back. Some blokes obviously just go, yeah, that's it, I've had enough football, gutful, I've done 20, 30 years of it, obviously, at the best level as I possibly can, and just give it away, you know what I mean? I've just had enough of it, but it's good to see you guys obviously giving back, and, I'd love a good collection of you guys, obviously, to sort of bring something back like the AIS. I think Australia needs another AIS scenario.
I agree with that.
And I think we were talking to Graham Law actually about it in regards to getting some of these best the best ex-players like yourself and your
And
Joe
Branko.
Wheelhouses and you know all these blokes who know the ins and outs and who are all trying to achieve the one goal. You know what I mean? And that is better in the youth systems and getting the younger players and maybe just starting something up. I don't know what the... Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think something like the AIS is needed again. Growing up, it was the pinnacle to go to, and
Yeah.
I remember even because I've always loved junior coaching, and that was sort of my goal when I was 25, 26. I was just thinking to myself that would be my ideal job when I finished playing coaching at the AIS. Unfortunately, it finished before I got out. I should have retired after that 2013 grand final.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, you know. I mean, like we spoke to Job and Daniel Mullen and stuff like that. We're speaking to them, and those guys were down there at the AIS, and they just said it just made them such a better player. Like you know, the coaching and everything else, and you were playing every week. Like there was no real breaks in summer and stuff like that. It was flat out all the time. You'd travel to Melbourne, you'd travel interstate Adelaide's and everywhere else, Sydney's and whatever, and you play against the best teams all around. And you know, as I said, that he said this the coaching quality and what you got out of it. He goes, as he said, there's not many blokes that went into that academy at Canberra and did not go to Europe. You know, they did not get a crack. They may not have lasted too long over there, but they definitely were given plenty of opportunity because obviously it was where to go. All the scouts just there. The best players in Australia are there. Let's just no point in going anywhere else. You know, to go see the Northern New South Wales and
it was also the way that it's also the way that they were trained in comparison to whether that be the whatever club they were at. Yeah, as well.
Oh, it would have been a completely different level.
Coaching, they're coached it at the AIS. They're coached in a way that is more appealing to an international market.
Yeah. They're trained hard, and obviously a lot harder than what they would be at their local club. You know, I've only got a couple more questions for you, mate, and we'll definitely let you go. What do you got then? Luke's just come in. Magic defeated Newcastle 3-1 tonight. Who gives a shit? How did Adamstown win?
No, they're down 2-0.
No.
What?
Against Lake Macquarie.
Oh, they're a bunch. Jesus Christ. Oh. All right. Moving on. Magic 3, Newcastle. That just shits me as well. That just irritates the crap out of me. Newcastle Olympic. That's the dumbest thing I've seen in Northern New South Wales. What happened to Hamilton Olympic? Why did they have to change the name? Anyway, another topic. What were we talking about? Obviously, the other thing I was going to ask, you, and this is the one thing I definitely ask everyone on the show, or I'd like to get into some sort of an opinion on it. The W League.
Yeah.
For me, the we've spoken about, had the opportunity to speak to a few different girls. Obviously, in the W League, we had Riley Dobson on the other week. Currently down in Melbourne City, and she was saying the same thing as you. The quality and the class, and just the setup down there is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just above everything else.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have.
Part of my work.
Well, the new setup, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. They've got half the Ovals at Parade College now.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it? The Central Coast, you weren't there at the time, but the Central Coast, obviously, they had the W League at the start. I think it was 08-09. They said they were the runners-up in 09, and then 2010 they were booted out because apparently, well, they weren't booted out. The club virtually said that there's no funding. We haven't got any funding for the W League. Now, the Central Coast is probably one of the only only clubs in the A League / WMPL that don't have a side. Now, I was under the impression that obviously you had to. It was part of the licensing. It was part of being obviously a club in the A League. You had to have a W League scenario. Can you shed some light on that in the last, obviously, while you were there? Was it a thought? Did you think about getting one in again, or?
Yeah, they've been rallying quite hard the past few seasons to get one back in. I think they've been knocked back the past few seasons because I think they wanted to run double headers either with the youth teams or play the games before A League games to hopefully draw a bit more of a crowd. But I think there was the FFA was saying restrictions around the change rooms at Central Coast Stadium. You needed 4 change rooms, and since then that has been done up. What will happen now? Obviously, now that the club's up for sale, but I think they were pretty close to getting one in for next year.
Yeah, right.
Look, in my opinion, like I've got a lot of girls in my academy, so for me, ideally, it would be quality for the Mariners to have a W League side.
Yeah,
I know they've got Mariners girls teams and women's teams. I think they play in the NPL 2 or 1 now in Sydney.
Yeah,
I think. But yeah, I know that I've sent a few girls past few years as well, 13, 14-year-olds into that Mariners academy.
Yep.
You know, I actually sent one down to the Jets with Deansy last year, who Deansy loved, and he was like, mate, why are you sending her to here and not like Mariners? She's great. And I'm like, because they don't have a W League team. Like, you guys have got a W League team. It's something more to aspire to, you know? So, yeah, 100% I'd love for them to get a team in. So,
absolutely.
It'd be massive for the girls, especially with the World Cup.
Correct.
With the Women's World Cup. It's going to be massive for women's football.
Oh, 100%.
Massive.
That's the biggest thing. As I said, Ben and I think probably the last couple of months, obviously, with everything going on and the fact that there hasn't been real much football, especially for the girls and so forth. We busted our ass to try and find any sort of girls that are currently playing sort of thing on, and we've spoken to a couple of them and just been gobsmacked just by some of the answers and some of the things and that they're telling us
about the contract. Jenna, Tara Andrews.
Tara Andrews, yeah, sitting there and it's minding her own, just having a comfortable chat and everything else. And have you looked at signing on for next season? Oh, well, when you're only frigging signed for 5 months, I'm like, what?
We were gobsmacked.
Yeah. Tell me again. She's like, 5 months. I'm like, 5 months. She's like, yeah, it's like 3 weeks. 3 weeks before the season starts, and then freaking as soon as the grand final is finished, the day after your contract ends. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It's just
they're not on much, the girls. They don't get much at all, to be honest.
That's
not
an absolute
great.
disgrace. Like, I'm sitting there, and that's what we're talking to him. It's like, there's got to be shit you can be doing, part of the club, like going around doing academies, doing stuff at local.
Fighting them in the arse now because they're all going to England.
Exactly.
So many. Well, that's the thing, though. So many girls want out. You know what I mean? It's definitely not a place to be and not a place to have a career. Especially when you're only getting paid 5 months. Even the competitions aren't. It's not that long. It's not. It's you play each other once or sometimes a couple of teams twice or whatever it is. But just the simple fact that they're only contracted for 5 months, I was gobsmacked. I was like, wow. And that's she's like, well, why do you think I'm still working full time? You know what I mean? Like, 90% of the girls are because you can't live off that.
Look at Cass. When she's not playing the other couple of months of the year, she's a receptionist for the Jets.
Yeah, but I suppose as well, she got to think she's lucky in regards that she's picked up one with the club that she's at. Obviously a lot of girls are obviously studying and got degrees and everything else.
She was studying as well.
Pardon?
And she was studying as well.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things, I suppose, but it just shouldn't be like that, you know what I mean? Like, these girls want to be professional athletes. And we should be doing everything we can, especially now, the fact that the girls have obviously been granted the World Cup needs to happen. Next couple of years, we need to do something. We need to bigger the competition and, give these girls a little bit more than 5 months contracts. But anyway, it is what it is, and I'm sure they'll fix it eventually. But I've just got 2 last questions for you, mate. The one was in here from the chat. Can't remember. Here we go. Newcastle Jets News fan page. Do you see any Edgeworth players that are sort of looking ready to step up into the A League?
Look, there's talk that the youth setup might change to under 23s next year, just to
yeah.
give those late developers a bit more of a chance to actually develop before they're shafted into an NPL system.
Mm-hmm.
I really like young Jose Atade. I think he's very good. He's about 20 years old, I think. He's come back from Spain because of the COVID-19 and slotted in well. He's just a real handy player. For his age, he just seems very composed on the ball, and I think that's down to probably Zaney giving him a shot 2 years ago.
Yep.
And throwing him into senior football at 17, 18 and giving him that confidence to play at that age. And even, I was looking at the ages of the lineup the other day, and it made me feel really old. Even the likes of Will Barrett, I think 21, he's just... when I first come in, I was like, oh yeah, they're not quite there. But you look at them now, and they're really, because they've been there for a few years, they're so confident. They feel like they deserve, they need to be there, And then, so a few players like that, even Christian Brymora, I've had a few chats to him over the past 2 weeks, and just said, you just got to keep doing your thing, mate. Like you score a bag full of goals here with. You never know what's going to happen in the A League over the next sort of 6 months with salary caps and, foreigners not being able to travel. So he's good, and these boys are still young. He's 21. He's still young, So there's definitely, those three would probably be my picks.
Yeah, Brian Moore is such a, he's very determined. Like I hit him up a couple of weeks ago just to try and get him on the show and have a chat and see how things are travelling, and obviously time at the Jets as well and everything else. And he was just like, "Look, mate, love to." He goes, "I'm just so, determined, and obviously just thinking about football at the moment with Edgy." And I'm just like, "Shit, absolutely no dramas." But you can just sort of tell, obviously, he's just that determined. He just doesn't want to think about anything else.
He's really focused.
Yeah,
he's really
so focused
and
confident in obviously knowing that he's better than that, and he wants to get somewhere. You know what I mean? And he's not going to let anything stop him. From the littlest things of a dinky podcast, he's just so determined, just to get in. And I love that. You know what I mean? Like I have no dramas with that shit. It's great to see. He does. He's a talent. He can definitely play. And,
I'll have a chat to him on Friday and say, mate, the boys are not at me. You dodged their podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it was just so He was just so polite and just like, look, mate, just concentrating on football. I'm like, no, absolutely, mate, beautiful.
He must know you're a Buds
we
fan.
can talk to you.
Yeah, he probably does. The
gaffer said we could talk to you.
I've got enough shirts and scarves and shit lying around somewhere in the closet. The freaking Buds written all over it, but Aiden, that's a great question to finish off.
God.
That is a classic, and I love the answer. This would be good. How much longer can Matt Simon go for in the A League?
Should have to go.
I've heard he's re-signed, to tell you the honest truth.
You're a kid, mate.
No, I don't think so.
What's he like as a player? I don't know. I didn't know him as a Jets fan, and to me, he's just a flog. I'm sure he's the nicest bloke.
He's the sort of guy you want on your team, not the other team.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, definitely think of that.
No, he's one of those guys who's got white line fever. Off the pitch, he's one of the nicest guys you'll meet. He'll do anything for anyone. But he just crosses that line, and it's like he sees red. Literally most of the time.
That's the thing. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm sure he's the nicest bloke going around, and it's no different to yourself, mate.
I think the best battle I've ever seen him in was him versus David Carney.
David, yeah, they hated each other.
They hated each other.
He wasn't a fan of David Carney.
To be fair, I'm not a fan of.
Actually, I praise him for that one. Actually, I'll shake his hand for that. Bloody hell. He was a flog, David Carney. Wish he'd never come to the Jets. But But yeah, no. As I said, Simon, you got to give him credit. He's just a charger, isn't he? He's a fiery little fucker. He just
Yeah, he gets in there. He doesn't hold back, that's for sure.
doesn't mind a friggin' getting in and friggin' doing whatever he needs to for his team.
Fox are gonna drop the nickname though. They gotta stop calling him the Wizard of Woy Woy.
Oh, the Wizard of Woy Woy, that's right.
They gotta stop it.
He's probably the only good thing to come out of Woy
It
Woy.
cracks me up every time they say it.
He's under enough pressure as it is. He's the only thing to come out of Woy Woy. I'm sure of it. But yeah, nah, too easy, mate. We're going to leave it there anyway, mate. We do thank you very much for your time for jumping on.
No worries, been a pleasure, boys.
As hard as it is for me to say it, mate, I wish you all the best in the final 10 games at Edgy.
Thank you.
I'll speak to the buds and see if they need anyone for next season. We'll take it.
Maybe they can sign Benny A.
No. No, I don't think I would. I'd hit him up, but mate, we'll take it. We'll take it at 39. Don't worry about that. No problem at all, mate. As I said, mate, we do wish you the best, obviously, with Edgy. Wish you the best, obviously, with everything going on with the academy and everything else. If anyone's in the chat's got anyone, whereabouts is it exactly, mate?
I've taken over a little bowling green at Killarney Vale. Put some turf down and got a nice little space there. So.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just at Killarney Vale, near Mingara, near the big Mingara.
If anyone's got any family and friends or whatever down that sort of way, be sure obviously to send him his way and
come check it out.
Come check it out, and we'll turn him into little stars. Send him straight to the Jets.
Might have to send them all to the Jets soon.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It could be over. Could be the derby could be over. We could be having the F3 derby on our own. Anyway, it is what it is, mate. No worries, mate. We'll leave you to it. Thank you very much. And
all right, boys. Cheers.
We'll speak to you soon, mate. Take it easy.
See you later, boys.
Take it easy.
See you, mate.
See ya.
And hang on.
We hate Coast Scum.
There we go.
We hate Coast Scum.
There we go. Just had to play it twice. I held on for so long.
What? We
I
hate Coast.
had to play We Hate
Like
Coast Scum. No.
Oh.
I should have played the
The one is he can't hear it.
You can't hear it, yeah. Oh, I had to play.
No, he couldn't hear it.
No, I know. We hate Coast. I had to play it. Held on for so long. No, absolutely. Thanks very much to Josh Rose for jumping on. We do appreciate him coming on, talking a little bit about the coast, his time, his career. And as I said, huh? No, it's top like Jaffers 2-0 up at half time against Bello. Is that it? They're only up 2-0 against Bello. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Magic beat them 5-0.
He's watching the pod on Twitch.
I can't believe it's on Twitch. What the fuck?
Yeah, Vimesy watching it on Twitch.
Very good. Who? Vimesy?
Yeah.
Hey, Vimesy, how are you, mate? There's nothing
He's
in the chat, so I can't. Nothing Twitchy's come up.
He's lurking.
Very good. But yeah, as I said, thanks to Josh for coming on. Thanks everyone in the chat, obviously, for your questions for Josh. Yeah, what do you guys reckon? What do you think? We may as well get you.
Shame he's a Jippo.
Yeah, shame's a Jippo. Yeah. It's not where I was going with it.
To be fair.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What do we got? What do we got? Someone said someone had a draw. Brisbane and Wellington had a draw. That helps.
Yeah.
That helps. We'll take it.
Yeah, but there's another critical game for us tomorrow.
Every day is a critical game for us, especially when we've only got one left. There's about four.
I think it's
Western
Sydney and Western.
Yeah, Western United have got four crucial games for us to watch.
Yeah.
Hopefully they bottle them all. It'll be fantastic. By a lot. Hopefully they get pumped a lot. Well, they got Sydney and Melbourne City the last two games.
Yeah.
So
rough trot.
That'll help. Sydney versus Adelaide.
Sydney versus Adelaide. Yeah, because if Adelaide win or get a draw. Look, I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
But we lost our chance. We lost our chance when we threw away at the coast.
Oh, 100%. When do we play? Is it Thursday? Wednesday? Wednesday, Thursday. I think it's one of those 2 days.
Today's Wednesday.
Next week, I'm talking. I know we've got like a 10-day turnaround. So I was trying to work that. I'm trying to work that out in my head. Might be
Which
Monday.
is a help and a hindrance.
Oh, fuck knows. The boys will tell us. They'll work it out if you haven't got it. But yeah, other than that, what do you guys think? Obviously on what do we got here? Brisbane and Wellington didn't affect us really. No, they didn't affect us really, but a draw.
We got Wellington on the Thursday.
It's a Thursday. Yeah.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, it never really affected us per se, but the fact that they only picked up 1 point each is better than someone picking up 3 points.
Yeah.
They're not really going to affect us. But friggin' if they're still fighting and battling out the 5th and 6th, you know, it puts a little bit more pressure on them, which hopefully means that they bottle shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just that little bit. Friggin' another game tomorrow is Adelaide versus someone.
See,
Yeah,
the dicey game for us is Western Sydney versus Western United. Because we can't afford for either team to win that.
Yeah, I know. That has to be a draw. A 0-0 draw would be fantastic.
I don't see it being a 0-0 draw, though.
No, either way. But it is, yeah. What do we got? It's not sure who's behind closed doors.
Tomorrow is
behind closed
looking
doors.
like it's in our favour.
Yeah.
Considering it's Adelaide versus Sydney.
Yeah, in saying that, though, Sydney friggin' still struggling, still looking for that 1 point there.
Yeah, it's a hoodoo.
They only want the 1 point, and yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a shit fight, to be fair, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
In saying that, guys, we are looking. Hopefully, no guarantees, but we are hoping to have somebody on next week before the game. So maybe Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. Of the Jets. So we are working with the Jets to obviously hopefully tee that up. No idea who it'll be or anything like that. So, but it'd be good. It'd be good to get another Jet on, obviously before the final game of the season. Most likely.
If not, we'll hit up Rosie and get Christian Bomora.
Hammer the shit out of him.
I reckon dead set. Gaffer's going to go back to him and go, "Oi, the lads aren't happy you dropped their podcast, mate." You go, "I went on it and I had a ball."
That's it. Yeah.
They even let a Jippo like me on their podcast. They're going to treat you like royalty, mate.
Yeah. He fucking will.
I wouldn't put it past him.
No, exactly right. No, because I'll tell you, friggin', where was it? Friggin'.
Yeah, you're right, Luke. It would be a miracle. The stars need to align, and the Jets just aren't that lucky.
The stars need to align. Yeah, that's a.
The Jets as a club are just not that lucky.
Yeah. Hi, mate. Thanks for the message. I'm pretty flat out at the moment and just concentrating on football at the moment. We'll get back to you soon when maybe the season comes close to an end. So that was his message. Nice, sweet. Concentrating on football. The coach will be stoked about that.
Yeah. Hey, Gaffer. There's only 10 games left in the season. Coming towards the end of it.
It's not even really a season, let's be honest. It's a shit show. But yeah, interesting stuff coming up. Interesting stuff. Obviously,
the goat would be nice.
Oh, the goat would be fantastic. I'd love to get the goat on. Him or Boogs. Him or Boogs would be great.
If I got the goat on, I would be kicked off that podcast because I would not be allowed to host it. My hosting duties would be ripped swiftly out from underneath me like a rug. We all know it's her favourite.
The missus would be right next to you, fucking sitting on the chair.
No, the missus would be, give me the headset, piss off. She'd want to bloody host it.
The goat, yeah, it would be a miracle if we made. Goat would be nice. Love how Wellington's home game tonight got moved to Newcastle. But our home game against Wellington was moved to Sydney.
Got moved to Sydney.
Yeah, it's a fair call though. Like, fair enough. Maybe the Knights are playing.
At this point, nobody's got a home game. Nobody's got an away game. They are just games.
That's it. Topper would be good, yeah.
That's all it is.
Look, at the end of the day, I'm not going to argue with the Newcastle Jets. I'll take whoever they can freaking find. I don't care.
We'll take whoever they'll throw at us.
Shit. If Ferreira doesn't speak much English, I'd still take Ferreira. Shit. Hello and good thanks. And goodbye. End of podcast. If that's all he knows, sorted. But yeah.
Or get Roy.
Oh, I love Roy. He was on a podcast. He was on the Fox podcast or something yesterday, I seen freaking before. But
I wouldn't mind chatting to Roy.
Oh, mate.
The first question I'd ask him was, have you ever thought of life after football, of taking up a job as either a martial arts instructor or a stunt double?
You know what I could see? You know what I could honestly see? You know what I could see him doing?
I reckon you'd get a good laugh out of that.
Friggin', I'd take Joe Ledley. I said I didn't care. I'd take anyone.
Yeah.
Brisbane are based in Newcastle. Yeah. I was going to say friggin'... Yeah, you know what I could see him doing? I could see him running a pub. I could so see him buying a pub and just being that friggin' bartender and the friggin' owner just sitting in the corner friggin' drinking all the beers on the...
Are you shoehorning just about every Irish person in Australia now?
Mate, I'll tell you now, he'd be sitting in the corner as the owner.
As long as he's got this on tap, I don't care.
With the form guide in hand and the friggin' stout in friggin' the other hand. And then friggin'...
Yes.
And then he'd be sitting there and the punch on would come in and he'd just be big fly kick friggin' out of nowhere. And go, get up, you flog.
Just look up and just go, oh, Lawrence Thomas, yeah.
Joe Lee, yeah, he was before the game. But yeah, other than that, guys, I do have to mention as well, I was meant to do it earlier, I totally forgot. So I will do it on the next podcast and the next one after that because it will be running to the end of the month. Gabrielle Marr, optometrists, have a promotion going on for the Crossbar Capers fans and obviously subscribers. So that would be you guys. So as Crossbar Capers subscribers, mention this post. So there'll be a post out on the Facebook page, Crossbar Capers.
I'm getting to it so I can put the link into the chat.
Thank you. It'll be on the page, on our Facebook page. Screenshot it, friggin', write it down. It doesn't really matter. You go in and just say, hey, I heard there's a 25% discount, obviously, on sunglasses and obviously a 20% discount on your prescriptions and stuff like that, of your glasses. So yeah, just mention the podcast in some way to the girls, obviously, or Lockie if you see him, or his dad, and you'll get that discount. That's simple. Biggest discount, obviously, they're giving at the moment. Usually it's only around 10%. So for you guys, 25% for your sunnies and 20% for your prescriptions. So yeah, we'll put the code in the code. The code will be on the Facebook page. So just, as I said, screenshot it. Do what you have to do with it. Just take your phone in. Jump on the page when you're there. As I said, just mention us. I'm pretty sure if you mentioned us, you'll be fine. But yeah.
It is pinned at the top of the Facebook page.
Pinned at the top of the Facebook page, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Be sure.
Yeah, and you can find it here.
Find it right there. Down below. He will call the pub kicked in the head. Roy will call the pub kicked in the head.
No, he'll call it not offside.
going, gone, you should call it.
Or he'll call it the Vari Good Pub.
The Vari Good Pub. That's a good one. Wow. But yeah, as I said, be sure the link's down below. Go and see Lockie. Bloody, what was I going to say? Shit, there was something else I was going to say about that, but I can't fucking remember. Is this still running on Twitch?
Yes.
That's the funniest thing I've ever fucking... I don't understand why. But anyway, it is what it is.
See how it does. I think it's tagged as like Call of Duty Modern Warfare as well, so...
Oh, yep, the fucking D. Anyway, it is what it is.
You just tagged it as just chatting.
Well, I didn't tag it in Twitch to use it. So...
Well, yeah.
I didn't even touch Twitch. I didn't even go on to Twitch.
Although Facebook aired it out.
How was your guys' day? My day was fantastic. I found out that I've still got 6 weeks' worth of work to do. Ben, on the other hand, unfortunately didn't find that information out. He found out
that the information was better than having a plain straight 6 weeks off.
Well, there's possible work.
So I mentioned it, but you guys wouldn't have heard it because Josh still had us muted. So what it is my business that I work for, and Dale, who you guys should know.
There's only two.
We work for a furniture manufacturer, Now, we mainly do supply retail, like Harvey Norman, Snooze, Domain, those sort of places. But we also have clients who are in aged care and the hospital sector. And we found out that, what do they call us? They call our business an auxiliary to those essential services. So basically, if they were to ring my boss like they did yesterday and say, hey, we want X amounts worth of beds or couches or bedside tables or whatever, we have been given special permission by the government to come into work to make only those products only for them.
So, yeah. From what I heard from Dale today was friggin' it will be a skeleton staff.
Very
slim
they
skeletons.
won't even have everyone that will be on that job, on what skeleton crew it is.
Yeah, it's like one
everyone that
per
is
day
on
or
that
something.
stuff, it will be staggered over like 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Depending on how big the batch is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was just like, he goes, friggin' Monday or whatever, old mate will come in and cut the shit, and then Tuesday, old mate will come in and friggin'...
Yeah, Luke will cut it on the Monday. To be fair,
You're right, Aiden.
the hard part is that they won't give me a day's work to pull all the board out.
Nah, they'll just get someone else to fucking... They'll just get the guys...
Well, they won't do it until Monday anyway, because half the board's not even at the factory.
No.
We're going to get it from the supplier first.
Yeah. On other news, guys, we do have a competition running for next week of what will happen to Ben. That's what we're going to call it. So I just want you guys to put in your thoughts of what's going to happen to Ben next week. So last week, obviously, the car shit itself.
I know where you're going.
This week, the car. This week, the car he was driving. Well, the car he was driving last week shit itself. The car he was driving this week had a flat tire. So this week, for next week, I want to know what's going to happen to possibly try and keep Ben away from the podcast, because he's been scraping for 2 weeks just to get home. So just don't have to get him now. Over the week, feed him into me. As long as they're in, I'll let you know at least 24 hours before when we're going to do the podcast. So when I get that, when I put that post up of when we're going to do it, it's when I want them in. And we'll see who gets the closest, because it's going great guns at the moment. Third week lucky. Third week, I reckon the engine might go.
You know what they say, mate. You know what
they come in
say,
threes.
Bad things come in threes. I'm just waiting for the third.
Yeah, they come in threes, mate. So Aiden, thanks for the mute. Yeah, happy days. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens out of that one, guys. It's always any sort of joke we can make on Ben's.
Theoretically, it should be nothing, because I shouldn't be fucking going anywhere, because I'm in lockdown.
That's true, guys. Factor that in. He should be only travelling like within 5 kilometres of his house. So factor that in.
No, and I'm not the one that does the shopping in the house either.
Maybe out of
so
fuel.
Technically speaking, the furthest I'll be going, mate, I won't even be leaving my estate. You know what? I'll do my 1 hour's exercise, right? I'll do my 1 hour's exercise, and I'll make sure I walk past the milk bar as I get there, because that's the other way I'm getting my cigarettes.
Maybe that might be it, because of
the
lack of driving.
Time.
The lack of driving, that might be it. Flat battery. That could be on the cards.
No, Aiden, that won't happen. That won't happen, because I've already replaced the radiator in it. You picked one of the only parts that
No, you got to think, as I said, and Ben's right, you most likely won't be at work, so obviously you got to think small. So he's probably only going to do servos.
I'll give them a bit of background to help them out if they are car people. Both my car and the partner's car are Commodores. So if you know your common problems around Commodores, you should be pretty well spot on the money.
No, his missus mows the lawn. Jeff won't be the mower.
No, it won't be the mower. My mower's already broken.
Should have got that one in weeks ago. It'll be
That's
something.
why I asked out.
Something will happen. Something will happen. We'll have to wait till next week to find out. But
I'll probably chop off a fucking toe getting in the shower or something.
Yeah, probably. Something will happen. Something will definitely happen. But yeah, it is what it is.
The misso's pregnant.
What?
I said, we'll find out the misso's pregnant. That is the worst thing.
No, we'll find out Ben's freaking dead if that happens.
He felt the screen wrong. No, I did. No. I don't do any of that anymore, Luke.
What? You spell the stream wrong.
I don't do that. I don't set that up anymore. Josh
No.
is doing it.
And in all honesty, that friggin' shit should never even happen because I hadn't even had Twitch wasn't even ticked, so I don't even know why the hell it's gone there. That's a bizarre one.
It's alright, mate. The more you do it, that's why it's good that you stream your other stuff too. Because the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. The more you'll just slide into doing it.
It's amazing though. I haven't botched any of that shit up, and I friggin' botched this up twice in a week.
Yeah, you botched the important podcast stuff, but your gameplay career modes and stuff where it's just like all fucking chilled and just rando as.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing is, like, I had Lockie and I were playing COD yesterday, and friggin', it wasn't running, but in OBS, the Discord chat was going nuts, so it was fine. The Discord bar was fine. So, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know, the computer's got...
Maybe, there may be two different Discords, that's why. There may be two different presets set.
I don't know. The Discord
that are trying to pull from different areas.
This computer's a ghost. It's a ghost. The computer's got issues. It seriously does.
No, it does not.
It does have issues. No.
The user.
No. The computer's that you've been on it so many times. You've been on it so many times and said, why the fuck doesn't it do that? Why doesn't it preset? Why doesn't this do that? Mate, they're not my fucking doing.
Oh, mate, mine was blue screening friggin' 1,000,001 fucking times yesterday.
It was like the other day, friggin' it wouldn't let me bring anything over OBS. That wasn't my doing. That was the computer just having a shit. So.
Oh yeah, that was.
That's what I mean though. It's things like that. Like it's just shit that I don't even touch and just go, why isn't that working? Why didn't this friggin' bring up? But anyway, it is what it is. This is where we get to on the end of the podcast when the friggin' guest obviously pisses off.
We forgot to ask Rosie.
What?
Who won the final bout between the sauce bottles?
Oh.
The boxing match.
Shit. And that was the other thing I was going to put in there as well. Was friggin' I was wondering if you. I was wondering if you.
Can we message him and then get like a written response that we could throw up on the podcast next week?
Probably. I'll quickly put it in there now.
Just go. Oi, diehard questions that we forgot to ask. Yeah, I know, Luke. I saw that this morning and I was quite upset. Brentford didn't win. They didn't beat.
Yeah, I was so pissed. I've got to ask two questions. One.
Give somebody else a go, Fulham.
Who won out of the sauce bottles?
Who won the boxing match out of the sauce bottle?
And how much free shit do players get from Master Foods? That's who it is, isn't it? Master Foods? Yeah.
Yeah, Master Foods.
Yeah.
He turns around and said that Mike Charlesworth was a bit of an
odd one.
An odd one.
Yeah, in all honesty, though, how many people?
I wonder if he had anything to do with the lone palm tree up the kit that one year. I wonder if that was one of his ideas.
But what is it though? What is it with players we get on here and we talk about past managers or CEOs or shit like that, and they're he was an odd one, he was special, he was different. I'm like, fuck, where do you find these people then? Like, seriously, everyone you ask, he was a bit different. He was weird. Who was it the other week? Bloody Mullen, Clive Palmer. Was it Mullen? Clive Palmer? Oh, it was different. No, was it?
Wasn't Mullen.
Oh no, it was bloody not Zadkovic. Zad.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? That was different. Oh, what do we got? Fuck, that was quick if it was.
Oh, is he replied already?
No.
I was about to fucking say.
No. Oh, told me I was live on Twitch.
Told you.
That was the first time I've seen me fun. But yeah, it is what it is. Obviously, before we go on, we're just rabbling on shit right now. What do we think of... oh, fuck, I just had it and I've totally... I've forgotten it. What have we got here? Adamstown School will be shut for the rest of the what?
Student is tested positive for COVID.
Adamstown Primary School? Oh, Mum's going to be...
Isn't that where your cousin goes?
Yeah. Oh, that's not going to be good. She's not going to take that well.
Your mum's going to flip it, cunt.
Oh, she's going to lose her fucking shit. St Pius got friggin' shut today. I know that. Bunch of fucking flogs. St Pius, Xavier High School.
Oh, yeah.
The one up on the hill. The one up on the hill next to the Garden City. Heading down to Qatar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking shit. Yeah, she's going to lose her shit. That one, St Pius. Other one. Oh. That one, St Pius. You're not talking about Adamstown. Don't scare me like that, Luke. Fucking Jesus. Right, so St Pius. Okay. Yeah.
Your mum's already losing it at the fact that she can't come to Melbourne.
Oh, yeah, fucking Christ. Every freaking second.
Kobe picked the worst time to move to Melbourne, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. Especially now that she's out of a job again.
Again? Like
yeah, daycare, shut.
Sacked or...
No, daycare, shut.
Yeah. Stood down or sacked.
No, they can't sack you. Can't sack you. Fucking sue their ass if they sacked her. No, there's just no work, so they're shut.
Yeah.
All daycares are shut, so can't do anything.
She casual?
No, she's full time. She hasn't been there for 6 months.
Oof.
Pardon me. Or even if it was 6 months, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because, well, it would have because she would have been past March, the cut-off or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just March now. I don't think it matters how many months you've been at your job for, as long as you.
No, it doesn't.
As long as you've been working there since March or something, it's fine.
No,
but anyway, okay. But St Pius, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, I knew about St Pius. That's fucking done. Don't scare me like that, Luke. And the fact that you called them an Adamstown school is a disgrace. Fuck, they're a shithole. That's like friggin' Newcastle Jets, my school, Katara, and Central Coast Mariners, St Pius. It's a fucking no-go zone. Trust me. I can find clippings. Front page of the Newcastle Herald. Katara High School, St Pius rivalry. When we stormed St Pius School at 3:10, when the bell went with about fucking 200 of us, with a massive brawl out the front of St Pius over two blokes. Huh?
Similar things you'll find here, Currajang versus Melton Sec around the time that I was in high school.
Yeah. It's just chaos. It was just absolutely nuts. I don't know what the fuck.
We used to instigate it. We used to instigate it, to be fair.
Yeah, so did we. I'm not going to deny that. We were assholes.
Or the best one was when, you know where Mum's is.
Yeah.
Walking, where I went to school, you have to walk past the private school to get home.
Oh fuck! I only got to work now, Timmy. Shit.
And then people from the private school look down their nose at you, and while you're walking home, and you just throw a fist.
Oh, here we go. Oh, the novel. Josh Rose.
Yeah. Oh, has he replied?
Yep.
Oh, that was quick. I wasn't expecting it.
Righto, guys. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
So, my question to him was: I forgot to ask 2 questions. Who won out of the sauce bottles? And how much free shit do players get from Master Foods?
Yeah.
Here's a hinter. In my opinion, barbecue would win a race. Tomato would be the favourite, but I like seeing the underdogs win. And not much free stuff at all. Occasionally a bag of goodies once every 2 years. Although I think the office staff were always very well stocked up.
Oh.
Bloody hell.
Timmy lad, just got to work.
I just replied, did you like the palm trees?
The palm tree kids.
Well, they were a personal touch.
No,
Tired as fuck, Timmy.
No, the cannon's a fucking personal touch.
No, it's a shit show.
A personal touch I'd love to shove up a coastie arse. Preferably Matt Simons.
Thanks for jumping on, Timmy, mate, as well, mate. Friggin' enjoy work. You had fun with that. Fuck, you must have been up early. You must have been up early, mate. Couple of hours. He's
East Coast. He's East Coast.
Yeah, he's East Coast. Yeah, true. Very true. But yeah. Right, yeah, fair enough. We're going to leave it there anyway. We're going to wrap it all.
We're rambling now.
We're just rambling now, and this is where the podcast gets to, where we just talk shit and everything else. And in saying that, this is what I need, what I'm going to speak to Ben about more, but we've spoken about it in previous things. We are going to tighten shit up. Again, we have been very relaxed. We've been very low-key, very basic and shit like that for a long time, in my opinion. And mainly also for the factor of everything that's going on. Everyone's very laid back. Even the players we get on are very fucking laid back. It's just very basic, very casual, very chill, which is good and which is what we want to sort of somewhat keep it to. But at the same time, I do want to step it up a little bit in regards to, obviously, just getting questions, getting Ben more involved even as well, because as I said, I rambled on there for a bit and Ben just sat there, which is not what I want. Obviously, I want Ben to be in there and let me sit back for a little bit.
I jumped in where I feel prudent.
Yeah, but it's still...
I like to think that I bring a comedy element to it.
Yeah.
I tend to open or interject with something like comedic to break the ice.
Timmy, no problem, bro. Loves the showing, the support. No, absolutely, guys. And it's shit because, as I said, this is not the platform for me to be doing it on. And again, I don't give a shit and I don't care about my channel. So, and you guys in here already know Timmy Woods. And if you haven't already, be sure to go check his shit out. Does an absolute great stuff on the YouTube side. He's an absolute legend all the way over the other side of the pond. So, yeah. As I said, I shouldn't have to say it because you guys already have. And I'm not like a Ben or anything like that with 500 subs who get that.
Timmy's got more than me.
Huh?
Timmy's got more than me.
I'm not talking about Tim. I'm talking about me. I'm not saying I don't.
Oh.
I don't have 500 subs where like I can sit here and say that, and I've got more than Aiden and Luke in the chat, who already know.
Depends on what night I stream and what I stream.
Huh?
Depends on what I stream and what night I stream.
Yeah, saying that. Yeah, you done. What was it? Monday night. Fucking shit. I went in there 5 times, I think, and the average was like 2. I was like, whoa,
yeah, but then you get to like 10 o'clock. Or
yeah, when you're about to leave and shit. That's the problem.
9:15 to like 10 o'clock, it just went fucking bang.
That's why
it always does.
That's why the last couple of times I've been streaming, have been so late until like 3 a.m. because fucking you hit that over that midnight mark, bang, and people just.
But at the same point as well, you might not see it in the live stream, but I get a lot of those numbers back on the actual the actual views and the watch time on the videos themselves.
Oh, I get plenty of watch time. There's so much watch time on it. And as I said, guys, like, what shit the bed last night. Okay.
I'll take Paul Schaefer.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not an insult. The mobile.
Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra.
I said, did you like the palm trees? The palm tree kit? Definitely not. The palm trees at the stadium? I like it. Think they gave it a good look.
Thoughts on the cannon? Ask him. If he was in charge of the cannon for one game, what player would he most like to aim it at?
And the cannon?
I think that'd be a great question.
If you could
aim it at one player.
Fire it at one player.
Who would you aim it at?
Who would it be? Oh shit, I totally forgot what I was about to say just then. The cannon. If you could aim fire at one player, who would it be? Oh fuck, what was I supposed to say? I like palm trees at stadium. Oh, I can't remember what the fuck I was going to write then, but I'll just write that.
If you had the chance, if you had the chance to fire the cannon at a player, who would it be?
Luke, that's a great question. That is a great question. 6 weeks off Ben has, most likely, with a little bit of friggin' leeway.
Oh, if you go in about this fucking Twitch things,
Here we go. While he's nice and relaxed and very...
And why would it be Barisha? Jeff, you're hilarious.
The cannon doesn't get hit on cheese, and why would it?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Jeff.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Jeff.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Twitch sings. Twitch sings.
Like I'll be sitting around all day doing nothing.
I didn't say all day. I didn't say it all times either.
I still have children that I need to homeschool now.
Please no singing, love.
Timmy, you've never heard me sing, mate. Trust me.
It's a bit special. It's a bit special. You can.
Not as special as some others.
Yeah. He's got a little bit of pipe. He's got a little bit of pipe. Don't you worry. If he
Woods, mate,
finally pulls his finger out,
I was
fucking
a dancer for 20 years and did music theatre through the majority of my adult life. It's only recently that I gave it up.
So
Trust me, man, I got a set of pipes.
Trust me. If he pulls his finger out, we might hear it once. We might hear it eventually.
Actually, Josh has seen me do a show.
Yeah.
Dale has.
Yep. Is it like you know who? It's pretty much just random songs. You pick a song and he'll play it, and it's got to be decent. It's got to be in his style.
Well, it's not random.
It's got to be within reason, and within his sort of range. You can't not gonna butcher shit.
I'm picky about what's on Twitch things because there's not a lot in my range, and if it is in my range, I aren't confident enough with knowing the lyrics well enough.
Very true. Very true.
If it's a musical song, more of a chance that I'm going to know it without having to think about it. And no shoeies. Yes, I don't know why everyone's complaining and forcing me to do the Twitch things quicker. The quicker they make me do the Twitch things, the less time they've got to accrue channel points to be able to get a shoey in that same stream.
Mate, so Luke's going to have 50,000 more points by the time you do it.
Oh, well, then he can ask for another bloody Twitch things, and I'll have to do fucking 2 then.
In the same night, I reckon, Luke, too. I reckon 8-hour show.
Nah.
8-hour show.
That stream will be
38,000 channel points. 38,000 channel points he's got. He's coming for you.
Yeah, well, 40,000's a shoey.
Oh, wow. He's going to get there. Josh
has got a set of pipes on him too. You get enough piss into him.
No, I can bellow a little bit.
Piss into him. He can hold a tune. Trust us.
That's nothing spectacular, but fucking. It's not the worst thing you'll ever. It's not the worst person you'll ever sing. Leave it at that.
No way in hell is he the worst.
Like it's got to be the same thing. It's got to be the right shit. It's got to be the right song. It's got to be I can't do new shit. I can't do new stuff. It's all got to be friggin' old. It's got to be musically. It's got to be fucking. I don't know. Shit. Don McLean, American Pie. You friggin' what do you call it? It's a great song.
It's only for the simple fact that my mother hates it.
Yeah, Billy Joel. Those sort of real slowish, and then obviously your usuals, your Disneys, your fucking musicals. Plenty of musicals.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of musicals. Bet it's right up Ben's alley, so musicals.
I'm the same, Timmy.
Because I'm not even... Timmy, your mate. Yeah, I heard about your mate. Timmy. Actually, Timmy, friggin', I need to know when you're going to be free. During the day of a Saturday. For you. Maybe. Or when you're on holidays. Huh?
We're going to get him on the pod.
I'm going to do a I want to do a pro clubs.
Huh?
I
What?
wanna
See
do
how
a-
the connection goes with America.
Well, I want to test that first before I go live with that one. But I want to do a pro clubs, so I'm gonna try and get sort of like what Benny does with the lads FC and shit like that. So I'll get like your Spar and DK. I'll get Benny, obviously myself, Matty, who was here before. He's on Lockie. I want to really try and fill out. It's for a real piss take and a real piss take. Try and fill out a full squad. So get Terence in goals.
Terence has it.
Yeah, I believe he does.
I think he does.
If he doesn't, it's cheap enough now that I could fucking probably buy it for him.
I'm sure you want to put Terence in goal.
Well, it's a piss take. But at the end of the day, if you've got a PlayStation, I want to try. I want to try it. And
Okay. So I can give you a little bit of insight into this. If we're getting people international, try and keep them from the same side of the same country.
Yeah. I wouldn't do.
majority of
I
it's
would
gonna
not
be
do
Australia.
Dan and the British lads if I was going to get someone like Timmy and that on.
Yeah,
It just wouldn't work.
It's
it's
easy
hard enough
trying
for us
organise
to do it
one
with them.
person. It's hard enough for us trying to organise one person around a time zone.
I'm the
Let alone
Luke's the
like-
gaffer. Luke's the gaffer because he's a flog and he's got an Xbox.
Exactly.
Josh sings Jimmy Barnes. I do sing a bit of Jimmy Barnes. Don't want to be Jimmy Barnes.
If you want Dale to play, you're gonna have to buy him the game because you know he won't.
Because I live when you. But yeah, so Timmy, if you're keen, we'll hit it up. As I said, yeah, the British lads. It's hard enough for us to play with the British lads on the best of time, and I reckon the more people you get into that with the British lads, the harder it'll be. Just so much connection, so much lag, and then yeah, not worth the shit. So obviously, more Aussies the better. But it's something I want to do. It's something I want to do. And literal piss take. Get on the beers, have a fucking laugh, and
Right, Dan Andrews, settle down.
get on the beers. Just get on the beers.
Get on
the beers. Love it.
Get on the beers.
But
I feel sorry for that poor cunt. He looks like he hasn't slept in about fucking 6 months. During his press conference today, mate, he looked dishevelled as.
you see, apparently the friggin' health minister or whatever it is has fucking pulled the pin, supposedly. You reckon Dan Andrews reckons he's on a 2-day friggin' holiday. 2-day break.
As far as I'm concerned, he fucking deserves one.
Oh yeah. I've played with Tomo a few times. Connection is a little slow, but not too bad. Yeah, a little slow we can handle.
We'd much rather it affect one person,
Yeah,
not 10 of the 11.
yeah, and that's the biggest thing. So as I said, mate, if you're keen, and at the same time, I'd love everyone to sort of stream it. You know what I mean? Like not just me.
Everybody at once.
Stream it on your end and everything else. And I'm not expecting obviously Luke and shit like that to fucking go onto everyone's channel. It's whatever. But
Technically speaking, you should only really need to stream it to one channel anyway.
no, but at the same time,
If you set up with the right camera, like the camera that I use, I can see just about everybody on the park.
what do you
And
mean?
it doesn't matter who. Like, it's always going to follow the ball.
Oh no, none of that. I'll use the same camera as you. Like none of that shit. It's just more for the fact that it's the people, the followers, the people, the subscribers. Let's get everyone into it. Absolute fucking just.
Hang on. Let me look into this a little bit further. I'll talk to you about something off stream to do with that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. Yeah, that's the point. I watched the press conference. I'm thinking of getting a PS4. Good man. Connection is. Yeah.
Why don't you already have one?
Yeah. What do you mean thinking about it? Fucking.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Hurry up!
About it?
Hurry up!
We thought Dale was late to get one.
Hurry up! You've got 2 months because I won't be playing FIFA on fucking PS4. I guarantee you that. Not for a long time anyway.
We're all switching to PC.
But it is what it is anyway. We're sitting here rambling on, just talking shit. And now I feel like a fucking kiki or fucking shit like that. It just sits here and rabbles on with shit. I don't know how they do it for so fucking many hours. Oh, hang on.
That's because she has
low cut top. Hang on, there we go. Low cut top.
No. That's because she has a chat that is absolutely whizzing past her, so she's always got to try and catch up.
Oh yeah, and again, she's got a set of tits and fucking. So be it.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, she probably doesn't. Yeah. I'm normally free all the time. Yeah, but it's a matter of, see, for us to do it on a Saturday night,
Yeah, because we've
For
got to
you-
work. With
For you,
this
oh no,
time
for you it'll
zone.
be a Saturday morning. So if we do
Yeah.
it Saturday night, he should be okay.
Yeah, and then you're going to remember that DK's on a time difference too.
Correct. So as I said, this is not going to happen
He's
next
2
week.
hours behind us.
This is not going to happen next week. It will take some time and some planning and
like
work out.
Counter-Strike one.
No, it'll be a bit quicker than that.
Which is still... No. It's still there.
It'll be a bit quicker than
There,
that.
and
But
it's
it's
I'm
coming.
still playing.
Isn't FIFA 21 on PC going to the same as FIFA 20 that I've heard? Now,
But it's going to come out on everything else before it comes out on PS5.
yeah, see, I've heard.
PS5's not going to be... PS5's not going to be releasing until like at the end of the year at the earliest.
No,
There's 3
well,
months
they're
of
trying
your-
to
there's
push
3
it.
months. There's 3 months of your FIFA cycle of that game already gone.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
Means
exactly.
that you're going to pay full price.
You beat
play
me to
for
it.
12 months.
You beat
and
me
then
to it.
You're
Timmy.
going to pay full price and not whinge for playing it for like 9 months.
Yeah, Timmy, you just beat me to it. Yeah, I had heard that as well, and it's the graphics. That's the big one.
They won't.
That's what's
well,
going to be
okay.
delayed.
Here's the thing. It will have to run on the same engine,
Yes.
right?
Yep. 100%.
Which means if it runs on the same engine, those graphic mods will be able to be utilized on PC.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're not missing anything going to PC. If anything,
No.
we have an advantage.
Aiden, I need a new PC anyway. Well, yeah, there you go. Good excuse. Jump onto it.
Come talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Timmy's the one you need to speak to. Yeah, get on. You need a new PC, Timmy. I thought my PS4 was fucking bad. Fuck me, dude. Fucking plane taken off. Holy shit. Oh man. I was listening.
I fixed Joe's.
Oh no! I'm talking about freaking like the PS4. I was jumped on Timmy's stream the other day, and literally all I could hear in the background was that PS4 just like trying to tick over and fucking. I was like, oh, it's gonna blow.
Yeah, that's Joe's.
Shit's gonna fucking happen here.
You've heard mine now since I've worked on it. Mine's basically fucking silent.
I need to go through mine again. I need to clean
Mine
it
is like completely clean. It's been re-thermal pasted. I've changed the thermal pads on the RAM, and it has an SSD, so you don't hear a spinning hard drive. It is as quiet as fuck.
These guys are gone for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, it's because I'm on Twitch, mate. Friggin', I may as well friggin' build up my friggin' points on me hours on Twitch for fucking here.
You mean yeah, but it's probably hurting your average viewers.
Oh, well, fuck it. It's a good thing I'm not worried about the subs and the fucking followers.
No,
to get...
you're not aiming for that affiliate champ.
No, I'm really not. Like, I don't give a shit.
You're not going to be FIFA 21 going to be Roma FC. Yeah, I seen that today.
But it's always going to happen. There's always going to happen. There's always one or two teams. They fucking do it every year. It was Juventus last year because fucking they had rights with fucking Pez, and now
It'll be the exact same thing again.
it's what it is.
It's just clubs selling their own image rights to another property.
Yeah, that's it. Speak to Ben.
But again, you get on PC, you get mods. Guess what? Doesn't matter. Can all be fixed.
Get your dollars together and fucking tell us how much you got. Tell Ben how much you got to spend, mate, and presto, all done. Then the downside is you got to find a genius up there to put it together, unless Ben's up there at some point.
Yeah, I ain't shipping it.
Yeah, I need to clean my PS4 again. Yeah, that's an understatement.
Oh, dude, like I stripped the thing right down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah. We had minor party out here at my joint. Fucking.
I've like re-thermal.
I was the first. Mine was the first to be opened. It was great. Opened mine first before Ben done his, and we're sitting there going, ooh, all little things. SSD cards, fucking sick. Gameplay trailer FIFA 21 looks interesting.
Haven't watched it yet.
Meh. Honestly, Luke, I wouldn't. Honestly, I'll give you a good one, Luke. Go find FIFA 20's game trailer, watch it, and compare it to what you're playing now. Trust me, it's nothing like it. Nothing like it. I think I've done it the other week for shits and giggles. I was like, fuck it. No, I really.
I'm
You
well,
watch-
on the plus side, lads.
Watch FIFA.
I'll get this out there now. What month are we in?
What?
August.
August.
When does FIFA normally release?
September.
September, yeah.
End of
So
September,
right
but
about
it's not
now,
happening until October.
I'm normally planning my team for the RTG, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lads. Guess what? I've chosen a team.
Chosen a team?
Hmm?
What the fuck? What the fuck? There it is.
Have chosen a team. I am starting to work on it.
Yeah, but it's not coming out till October.
Exactly.
Oh, that's till
But it gives me time to get people in front of this again.
Depending on restrictions. Will the restrictions be lifted before FIFA 21?
Not doing anything for the next 6 weeks.
That is the question. Fucking ridiculous. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway.
Okay. So if I had my one biggest gripe with FIFA 20,
Future
that
releases.
if they had any time to be able to add something or fix something that was broken
Yep.
in FIFA 20, the one thing that I would want fixed the most is the implementation and correct use of the obstruction rule.
Yeah.
That is the one thing I would want.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, FIFA is FIFA, and they bring out useless shit all the time. Like every
Other company.
every year they bring out useless shit. Every year. Useless shit this year is going to be by the bucket load. Real referees. What? Like, they somewhat have that anyway.
Like I said, in some of the leagues, they're already real referees.
They're somewhat realistic as it is anyway. Like, what the fuck?
You can get Mike Dean as a Premier League referee if you're playing in the Premier League.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the one thing. I'll tell you what we need. And the one thing I'd be happy with, no
Right.
disrespect to them, but I would love if wherever you buy the game, whatever country you buy the game from, you have your local commentators. I'd fucking love that. I just love to have just to hear someone different. They shit me up the wall. I really would.
You'd want to listen to Simon Hill you'd want to listen to Brenton Speed and Robbie Slater.
No, because they only
I
commentate on the A League. I would love Bridgie, and I would like freaking now Simon Hill, who's gone there now. I would like that the Optus team. The Optus team would be fantastic.
Who is the Optus team?
Well, depending on who you hear.
I don't watch enough of it to know.
Here you've got you'll have Simon Hill. You've got Bridgie. You've got freaking what's his name? What's the other bloke's name? Not Speedy. Shit. I can't remember the other bloke's name off the top of my head. But there's another one there as well. Who's there all the time?
Italian looking one? Shortish?
Yeah, the shorter bloke. Yeah, he's like your Adam Peacock. He's like your Adam Peacock for everything. He's just
I'd love that. I'd love that with match side. You know how you get the pitch level commentary?
Yeah.
As well? And I'd like the pitch level commentary to be Thomas Sorensen.
I just think they need to change it up. And it's no disrespect to the lads who have been doing it for donkeys. They just need to change it up.
The other reason I have it on is so I can hear for the tactic triggers.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just time. It's time. It's time. Let's just change it up a little bit.
Is Josh a fan of the penalty system in FIFA 20? I can tell you right now, I'm fucking not.
You know, go into the penalty system if you don't want to go into the penalty system. The penalty system's a joke.
Fucking hate it.
It's a joke.
New difficulty.
That?
What do you need a new difficulty for? You got one last FIFA. And all it did was turn everything up to 100.
Oh, look, difficulty. I was thinking, well, I didn't even see that. New difficulty. What do we need a new difficulty for? We don't need a new difficulty.
One.
We don't need a new
We got
difficulty.
ultimate. We got ultimate.
But we don't need a new difficulty. I can't beat fucking Tremere Rovers on fucking professional with fucking sliders on. What do we need another level for?
Yeah, there is a new difficulty. It's called sliders.
I played the game, and this is no shit. The other week when I freaking got smacked by Tremere Rovers, I got out of it. I finished the shit, got off the stream. I turned the fucking shit right back to friggin' Ultimate, and then went and fucking played Tremere and beat him 6-0. There's bullshit. Sliders work. Sliders work. That's proof right there.
Yeah, they do.
That is proof right there that friggin' it is not what it used to. It's not.
They are
harder than I can play
and
normal.
Josh learnt very quickly as well. Is that you might think something by moving it up by 1 or 2 points is like you don't notice it. Trust me, you fucking do.
Trust me, I can beat any team.
1 point makes all the difference.
I can beat so many teams. I can play freaking legendary and fucking shit. It's easy. Easy if you've got nothing. Because it doesn't come down to the team you've got or anything like that. It just comes down to how well you know FIFA and how well you know the bugs and the glitches. But when you put friggin'
it comes down to how well you know
what
the AI is doing.
That's what I'm saying. Glitches.
You know what the
AI glitches.
No, but you know what they're going to do. You know what if you go here, you know that they are going to do X to block your Y.
Yeah. Timmy, I've got it, Ben's got it. We'll send you it. As I said to you in your stream.
Timmy's got sliders. I think Timmy's got his
No, he uses I was talking to him the other week. Because he just plays it on friggin' what do you play it on? I think it's Ultimate.
I don't think he likes DK sliders. He's used DKs before.
I'm not too sure. But as I said, he's based on the top players in the world. It's really not. It just comes down to, as I said, it's how well you know FIFA and how well you adapt every year. That's the biggest thing for me.
It's going to be same as it was
legendary.
Last FIFA.
It's no different.
Find out what works, find out what doesn't work, and adapt your play style to do the things that work more often. Like me, I've always been a crosser and header in the box. As we all know, headers and crosses in FIFA 20 are broken. So I've had to adapt my play style, which is now run to the byline, cut it back.
Yeah, is where Ben didn't have to do too much. Me though, FIFA 20 sucked. For my gameplay,
I had to relearn.
No, you did, but no, mine was bad. Mine was bad.
Yeah, yours was.
Ben got his because he got his 3 days earlier. And then said to me, he goes, "You're fucked."
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Got FIFA 20.
Yeah, I remember saying to you, you're going to struggle to adapt.
Seriously. Got FIFA 20, played it for 2 weeks, and I didn't touch it until March, February, April, if not later. When you told me to download it to play pro clubs.
Play pro clubs, yeah.
And that was fucking in this pandemic.
The last time you would have played is when we did that random live stream on Terrence's channel when we hijacked it that night. He was pissed at your joint.
That was after the team. The thing.
Was that after we started doing pro clubs?
Yeah. That was after. Yeah. Manual headers in FIFA 21.
Good.
Look, at the end of the day, you were going to get FIFA 21. You were going to fucking whack it in or download it, whatever you're going to do. You're going to play it.
You're going to find things.
You're going to play it exactly the way you play FIFA 20, and it is going to feel broken. It's end of story. You were going to get in there. You're just going to play it as FIFA 20, and you're going to go, "Well, that didn't fucking work. Why didn't that work?" Because that doesn't happen in this game. Unfortunately, that's broken. It happens every FIFA. Every FIFA's different.
Do every FIFA cycle.
Yeah, there's always something that you'll fucking do normal.
For the casual, it is not good. What you need to do when you get your hands on the new FIFA is play it non-stop with multiple different teams, multiple different leagues, multiple different competitions. You need to sit there and play it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to learn and try everything. Learn what works, what doesn't work, and then adapt your play style around what does work. Yeah. That's how I got to grips with FIFA 20.
Timmy Woods, I'm not getting the early release. Yeah, look, it's one of those things. Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter when you get it, whether you get it fucking 3 days earlier or whatever.
I think they're starting to can that anyway.
I think they are going to start canning that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be broken. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how much you love FIFA. Like, I love FIFA, but fuck be dead. FIFA over the last 4 years especially have pissed me off. Everything's just not what it used to.
I've always enjoyed FIFA from the start of the FIFA cycle
It's
to the
fucked.
end of the FIFA cycle. This FIFA, the last FIFA as well, so FIFA 20 and FIFA 19, when I do it to stream, sometimes it feels like a fucking chore.
Newcastle Jets FIFA
It
Academy.
feels like a chore.
Shit. One of the academy players got tested for COVID. Ooh, ouch.
For the Jets.
Very good.
Probably went to some pies.
News Fanage all over it. Boom.
Probably went to some pies.
He probably did. I used to play foot a lot, but don't play foot. Fuck that. That's shit. That is shit. And
Got into it for it for 2 or 3 years, and
my
then,
opinion,
nah.
no one else, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Nah.
My opinion, shit. Fucking foot, shit. It's yeah, nah, not my fan. Not a fan. It's just a money grab. Fucking money hungry. Nah, fuck off.
To be fair, I don't have the time or the money to play it.
Nah, it's a full money splurge scenario, and if you've got plenty of money and
Win.
you love, go nuts. Do what you want to do.
Pay to win.
But yeah, look, it is what it is. FIFA 21 will be shit for the first fucking couple of months. Guarantee you.
It'll be shit until you
You'll
work out how you
until you figure it out.
Learn to play it.
Until you either figure out how to play the style different, or until they fix it, which we had to wait for in FIFA 20, because there were things in there that just didn't fucking happen, and there was nothing
came out broken.
no way around it. Didn't matter. There was no point of trying to adjust or fucking change or anything like that, because it doesn't matter what you adjusted and changed. Shit. It's up to FIFA then to fucking fix it.
That's why Scunthorpe started late.
But in all honesty,
That's why Western United fucking career mode happened.
I only play career mode on stream now. Yeah, but even then, like, even if it's not on stream,
I
if it's not on
agree
stream
with
though,
you
Luke,
there.
it's
Mate,
all
you'll
I
get
really
like
play.
that, Luke. I haven't played FIFA for my own enjoyment and recreation for 2 years.
Yeah,
Us, Josh, I used to play it all the time.
What?
On for videos and not for videos.
Oh,
I used to play
career-
FIFA all the time.
Oh yeah, no,
Now,
don't.
in the
play.
past 2 years, I've only played it for stream or recording videos. I don't play it anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't play it. Granted, I don't have a fucking time.
It's not because I don't enjoy it. It's I don't have the time.
Yeah, no, I just don't have the time. That's the biggest thing.
I don't have the time to sit and relax and play games anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know, Timmy, what your movements are on a Saturday morning for you, because unfortunately that's what it'll be.
I don't think he has Facebook. I know he's got Twitter.
But yeah, whatever. See, I've got you.
Just
You're on
DM him
Discord.
on Twitter.
You're on Discord. You're sweet. We'll sort it out. But yeah, we'll sort it out. Unfortunately, I've got to rely on you that way, because I can't do mornings and shit like that, and neither can Ben with kids. It just don't fucking work. And Ben doesn't get up till midday anyway, so that's
Not
out.
for the next 6 weeks.
So fuck it. It's got to be a night for us, and obviously pretty much.
It's got to be a Saturday night where we can actually get on the beers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And at the end of the day, honestly, everyone I think I would almost ask
Timmy can
Australia
day drink.
nearly
Timmy
have.
can day drink, and then DK can basically come up with his own channel, which is it's 5 o'clock something. It works perfectly.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, that's why I want to do it. Like, that's why I want to try and get as many people on. But we'll get there. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there. I seriously don't know. I fucking hate this setup. I seriously hate this setup. The whole fucking green screen and the fucking lights and fucking shit like that, because it doesn't matter what fucking time of the day it is, I feel it's daytime. Until I walk out of the fucking room.
Welcome to my.
It's so fucking bright in here.
Yeah, but you've sat under my lights and shit before.
Yeah, I know that, but it's...
You'll get used to it. I mean, your fluoros will be annoying because you don't have like a diffusion layer over them.
Also, the biggest problem is they're fucking right on top of me. Yours isn't. Yours are above us, so I'm not seeing them, and they're not right at my face. Here, either side, it's
Yeah,
like...
but they used to be. Like, I used to have that little LED panel square in my face.
So Saturday night is Saturday morning for me. Yeah, so what's the time? What's the time there
What's
now?
the time there now?
What's
Because
the
it's
time there?
8:25 a.m. Wednesday night. Wednesday. 8:25 Wednesday right now. Well, we're at 10:25 p.m. Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, so our Saturday
So-
night's your Saturday morning.
So -2 and then flip it.
Yeah, so if
So
we start at
it's
10
10
o'clock,
hours.
if we start at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. our time,
No.
that's 8 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
So if we start at 10 p.m. our time, it's 8 a.m. your time. So
Yeah.
it's going to be early. It's going to be early morning for you.
Yeah. It's
Unfortunately.
it's early morning for you.
Unfortunately. So that's why this will work.
Which
Yeah,
means
so
if
this
if
means you're going to have to get up
10
early.
PM, if it's 10 p.m. for us,
Yeah.
and it's 8 a.m. for Timmy, it will be
So it'll be
8
6 a.m.
p.m. It will be 8 p.m. Actually, that's the best way to do it. You want to work out what the time difference is? Go back 2 hours to what DK's on and flip it from p.m. to a.m.
Yeah. So if we start at 8 p.m., that'll be 6 a.m. for you.
Yeah.
So if we start at 8 p.m., not saying that's what we'll do, but if we were to start at 8 p.m., it'll be 6 a.m. for you.
And it would be 6 p.m. for DK.
8,
So it's
7,
12
6,
hours between DC and Perth.
Yeah. So I reckon...
So the best way to work out their time difference on anything is go back 2 hours from us and work out the Perth time difference and then swap it from day to night.
So I'd say the earliest we'll probably start for you, Timmy, is 9 p.m, so 7 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
Which will be 7 p.m. to DK's time.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So just work...
You might want to get DK... on the DK about it earliest.
Yeah,
rather
as
than
I said,
later.
it's not happening next week.
Because you know
right
he
now,
goes-
we're just working
He
times.
goes to the missos over the weekend.
Yeah. Right now, we're just sorting times. But that's pretty much what it'll be. So no different for a Friday night. So Friday night for your Friday morning. So even if you've got a day off or you haven't if the holidays are coming up, I've no idea. The Yanks get fucking ridiculous holidays. So
To be fair, Saturday's probably the only day. Because we can't do Sunday nights.
no, it'll be Friday. It's Friday nights or Saturday nights. They're the only two nights for us.
As long as Timmy's not working on a Friday.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so Timmy would need a holiday or something for it to work. I'm getting buzzed.
I called it. Under 15 Jets player has tested positive for COVID-19. It's the same kid of St. Pius.
Yeah, right. Fucking hell.
Called it.
8 missed calls. Fucking hell.
Fuck, your missus wants you that bad, does she?
Yeah. I'm coming now.
She wants you to go to bed.
Nah, I've got to get Amelia.
What's Amelia doing?
No, laying in bed watching. She would have fallen asleep.
What time is it? Oh, might be asleep by now.
10:30. Oh, she's well asleep. She wouldn't want me to move her out of her bed. She probably fell asleep watching a movie in there. So yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
we're waffling again.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Anyway, yeah. So Timmy, work it out. I'll speak to you off stream and shit anyway. We'll nut it out and work out a time. Go from there. If anyone else has got PS4 and that and they're keen, happy days. Other than that, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much once again to Ben.
Pleasure.
As a pleasure. This is the shit that happens all the time. We fucking ravel on and we go fucking well off topic. But it is what it is, and I don't give a fuck, and I don't care about stream, and I don't care about me fucking how if it hits me in the pocket of what Ben said earlier, whatever it was on Twitch. I think it's time to say bye.
Average view.
Average or whatever, yeah. Don't care any shit about that. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, it is what it is.
The green screen's starting to look real good.
It's fucking looking pretty good, thanks, mate. So, much
Considering the
appreciated.
makeshift solution we had.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely laugh out loud. No, dude, Luke, Timmy, it's not your fault. Fucking, this is literally what we do. We just go talking and then fucking just anyway. See?
Yeah, we're there.
See? Now it's your fault because you've put that comment down and I'm fucking talking to you about it. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Big thanks to obviously Josh Rose for jumping on. It is muchly appreciated. As I said, if you know anyone down the Central Coast, down his way, send the young blokes and young girls down that way to him. Other than that, obviously be sure to go and check out obviously Gabriel Mar Optometrist at Jesmond. Give those guys a big friggin' thumbs up. Go subscribe. Go and like the Facebook page. They're on Instagram as well. Big shout out to Save the Humans. I have no idea if we've played their shit much lately, or if it's running in the background now.
It's only starting soon.
It is, yeah. Cool. But yeah, big shout out to those guys, obviously. And other than that,
And the code.
Be sure to, obviously, if the code was in the chat as well, jump onto the Facebook page, go and get the code, get down to friggin' Gabriel Mar Optometrist and check that shit out. Go and give us a subscribe on YouTube side. We're on fucking Twitch, so you may as well go fucking follow me over there. Go and give the Facebook page a friggin' thumbs up and a like as well. It is muchly appreciated, but not necessary. As always, go check out Ben's stuff as well. Most of the guys in here know his shit anyway, so be sure to go see that. And other than that, guys, as always,
We hate Coast Scum.
too fucking right we do. Fuck the coast. Another wooden spoon. Happy season for us. We'll speak to you guys at some point next week in regards to the Smashing Crossbar podcast, and I'll be on Twitch and YouTube at some point over the weekend. Other than that, guys, thanks very much for joining in. We'll catch you guys later. See you guys. Bye.